And welcome, everybody. It's CFC time again, Colorado Football Conference. I'm George Holden, along with my partner in crime, as always, Eric Galstrin. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media. Had a few weeks of a hiatus. We're doing all the home games here for the Metro State Roadrunners here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado at Shea Stadium. Welcome to the broadcast on a very bright and sunny night. Should be a warm night, perfect night for playing some semi-pro football.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to a great game tonight. We'll see what the Nightmare have in store for the Roadrunners tonight.
Yep, absolutely. The NOCO Nightmare, the Northern Colorado Nightmare, coming here with an impressive record of 3-1 right now, taking on these Metro State Roadrunners with a record of 1-3. And we're going to stand now for the national anthem here at Shea Stadium. Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. That was a beautifully done national anthem. I always wondered about that, Eric. George Holden along again with Eric Galstrin on here on Steve Weed Media for Semi-Pro Football. You listen to different anthems sung at all sporting events, and I always thought, because I can't sing. I'm one of those guys, I sing in the shower, in the car, because nobody wants to hear it. But you listen to somebody sing with no actual music, how hard that would have to be. That's raw.
Oh, yeah.
That is just raw.
You got to have the timing inside your head and not go too fast, speed up, slow down, get high, get low. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely got to be a challenge.
Take that as a gift, one that I don't possess. The NOCO Nightmare at 3-1 here in the Colorado Football Conference. They will be on your TV screen there in white with black trim. The home team, the Roadrunners of Metro State, in the navy blue, red, and white trim. The captains are at center field and getting set for the kickoff here at Shea Stadium in a beautiful evening for semi-pro football here in early June. Can't believe the last time we were here, Eric, do a little bit of a recap before the kickoff here. May 12th, almost a month ago, we were here. That night we watched Metro State get their only win of the season so far in a dominating performance. We expected it on the defense, but the offense came to play. They've had 2 losses since. If they want to stay in the postseason hunt, Eric, the offense has to come alive.
Absolutely. The offense needs to definitely start to execute with their plays, getting some things going and early. Definitely can't start off like they did with their season opener. Their second game where they played UCCS, that's what we want to see with them getting to start tonight.
Yep, and one of the things with Metro State, a couple things on the offensive side in the first couple of games that we've had a chance to see them when we broadcast games, 2 things that stand out in my mind. One, offensively, you got to cut down on turnovers, especially when you get down in that red zone. Those are killers when you turn the ball over in the red zone, and they've got to be able to find that balance. We saw them run the ball extremely well in that big win. They've got to get back to that tonight.
Yes, they definitely need to find balance in the ball. Turnovers definitely a key, especially in the red zone. They had a lot of critical errors, a lot of forced throws. Just get rid of it. Throw the ball out of bounds. Live to play another down. You just got to clean up the mistakes and execute. A lot of drop passes in the previous games as well. So hopefully we can see them bring this all to a culmination and get a W tonight.
I would agree. And getting set to kick off, Metro State will kick off to the NOCO Nightmare. And we are a short kick. We're off and running down to the 35-yard line. And going to start with good field position, the Nightmare. They're 3-1 on the season. Last couple of games, give you a recap for Metro State. The week after we did that big win over UCCS, they played the Sharks. Sharks are the best team in the league, Eric, and they beat Metro up in Aurora 28-0. That's the most solid football team in this league. And then a week later, a winnable game, they play the Inglewood Eagles and they lose 18-7. That's a very winnable game. So if they plan on getting back into that playoff hunt, a big step is pulling a win out here tonight, because next week they have the Wildfire here, and that's a very winnable game because the Wildfire are at the bottom of the pack.
Yes, I believe they're 0-4 if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and when they've lost big.
Yes. And they're also playing Ironman football, too. They are a heavily understaffed team.
Yes, and I remember playing that years ago. Ironman is not fun. That is, but you better have a motor to play Ironman football. So here we go. The officials are still getting set here. And the Northern Colorado Nightmare, they'll start at their own 42-yard line. Not bad real estate to get going in this football game. As you can see, we're facing the mountains here. Beautiful scene, and the sun still blazing down here. The officials are chatting it up a little bit, shaking hands with players on both sides. A little bit of networking going on down there. Hey, guys, let's have a clean game. You know, the normal stuff that referees and stuff and officials talk about at games. I go back to the first game of the season here against the Denver Pirates. I've never seen so many penalties in a football game in my life. And hopefully we'll never experience that again.
Yeah, let's hope not. That was excruciating to witness.
Handoff, first play out of the shotgun. And he's going to get maybe a yard and a half for the Nightmare. This Metro State defense has been solid all year long. They just need the offense to be able to be consistent and kick it in high gear and keep them competitive in football games.
Yeah, their defense has done a phenomenal job of keeping them in games and keeping them relevant. That's been the story all year of how well the defense has done. Even with giving up 28 points and getting shut out, you figure that's one touchdown a quarter. That's doable. You can, if you're an offense, you can still work with that. If you're giving up one, as long as you're getting one. And that's been the problem here almost all along, with the exception of our UCCS game.
Pass thrown behind him, a little bit of a squirrely pass there. And the quarterback, number 19, looking for him here on the roster. I apologize. To a little bit of a sidearm pass on that one in the near side, and was behind his receiver. Quarterback Matt Keeling, 5'10", 230, out of Keensburg, Colorado, former player for the Denver Pirates. But, you know, when you're throwing that deep slant, you got to get the ball low and inside. And this is going to be third down for Northern Colorado. So, once again, the Metro State defense early on has come to play.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job this season.
Keeling got his receiver, breaks a tackle, and he's got a first down and more, and the ball is free. Oh, my gosh, and it'll be scooped up. And he's brought down at about the 15-yard line. Lucky break for the Nightmare, and that was number 13, was Johnny on the spot, right place, right time, and picks up the fumble. Couldn't have turned out any better for him.
No, that was definitely, luck was on their side.
Wow. So if you're going to fumble forward, right?
Well, not just fumble forward, but fumble to your player.
Fumble to your team, correct.
Importantly.
Good defensive play by the Roadrunners. A DB came up and punched the ball free after he'd gotten enough for the first down. It was a heads-up play, but sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a great heads-up play by the defense, and unfortunately they came out on the wrong side of that.
And recovering that fumble was number 13, Jay Baker, out of Lumberton, New Jersey. So they are at the red zone. Number 30 gets a block off to the right side. He'll pick up a couple. Tough run there. And that was Eric Foxworth out of Trenton, New Jersey, former Denver Pirate player as well. So a couple of Jersey guys making big plays already for the Northern Colorado Nightmare.
Yeah, they've started with great field position. Now they're in the red zone. If they aren't able to convert, they still have a field goal opportunity.
Yep. And that's another thing, too, when you look at football games like this, when you're trying to get in the playoffs, when you're playing good defense, the offense, just get points in the red zone. Sometimes it's going to be 7, other times it's 3, but it's better to come away with points.
Yeah, always better to be 7 than 3, though.
Absolutely. I would agree. Out of the shotgun, again, the Nightmare. Quick shot to the far side. Pass is caught, and he's going to be wrapped up, but he picks up a few down to the 15-yard line. And that was a pass out of the backfield. That time completed. And it's going to be a third down and manageable down here. And that was Anthony Rankin out of Lakewood, Colorado. So they're about 2.5 yards shy of a first down.
Well, they're starting off really well for these guys with execution with the ball.
I agree.
They've only had one play not go their way.
Yep, and they're either deep slants or they're out routes and shoot routes and things like that. High percentage safe passes early.
That's a good way to get your quarterback comfortable and start it in a game, too.
Yep, good time. He's flushed up, steps inside. He's going to run, makes a good move, and he's all the way down to the 5-yard line. Headsy move. He had time. He didn't panic. The pocket collapsed, so he steps up inside and makes a big play. Matt Keeling, the 230-pound quarterback, and that ball is going to be spotted at the 6, but right now the Nightmare knocking on the door, Eric.
Yeah, they're right there. They're executing very well. In spite of how good the defense is for Metro State, they're executing.
Yep. Let's see. We've got twins right, or twins to the near side. One receiver split to the far side. I formation. Keeling under center this time. He's been under shotgun in this first drive so far. Quick dive to the big fullback, bulldozing his way, and he'll be short. He is kissing the goal line there. Good run by their bruising fullback. That's big number 44. Looking for him here on the roster as well. Good call. It's a quick trap, slip dive to the left side. And that was Eric Blair, 5'6", 240 pounds. So low center of gravity there.
And a lot of weight to try to stop.
They're going to do it again. He's going to get stuffed this time, and he's stuffed, but then he leans forward and gets enough to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Northern Colorado Nightmare. They strike first on the opening drive of the game. Like you said earlier, Eric, other than the ball popping out when it went their way, pretty good drive to open up this football game. Good balance.
Yeah, good balance, running, passing. They're executing well, with the exception, like you said, of the fumble earlier in the first part of the series. They're doing exceptionally well. Let's see how Metro State responds.
Yep. Let's see if they go for 2 or go for the PAT here. They're going to go for 2. And Keeling will be out of the shotgun with a back to his left. Trips receivers to the near side. One receiver manned up on the far side. Keeling barks out the signals. Gets the snap. Good time. Fires to the middle, and he gets it on a quick slant. Fires a rifle shot. It's caught, and it's 8-0 early Nightmare over Metro State. And on the receiving end of that was Anthony Casper, number 10, out of Mesa Community College. So, just like that, Northern Colorado Nightmare, they're 3-1 on the season, Eric, and that opening drive gives us some idea why.
Execution.
Yep. Find plays that work. You execute. You get points. It sounds easy, and they made it look easy on that opening drive.
Yeah, they didn't go for any big plays, nothing flashy. They didn't go after any huge chunk plays on any of their plays, and they ended up coming out with 8 points with a nice clean drive.
Well said. We'll kind of keep you abreast as we get information from other games going on in the Colorado Football Conference. There's 10 teams in this conference. Other games going on tonight. UCCS at Mountain Lion Stadium in Colorado Springs hosts the Sharks. That's the best team in this league. The Raptors take on the Rage at Cheyenne Mountain High School. The Wildfire and the Pirates at Trailblazer Stadium. And the Eagles and the Flames will be in Inglewood. Those games all kicked off at 7. And here comes the return, and a good one by Metro State. All the way out to the 35-yard line, so they'll have good field position to start with. And right now, Eric, if you're 1-3, you're down 8-0 after the first drive. Your offense is on the field for the first time tonight. This is a time that you have to answer.
Yeah, and again, we've been stressing it pretty much this whole season. Execution. Start out just like the Nightmare did. You go after the short, quick plays, stuff that's going to give you a little bit of confidence, stuff that's going to move the chains, and mix it up with a little run here, a little short pass there, and they should be able to manage this. They should be able to return and get points themselves.
Yep. And at quarterback, Jeff Lettner, number 1 of the shotgun. Quick toss, the quick pitch in the backfield, and the runner tries to go through the right side. Nightmare defense up front having none of it. And he might lose a yard out of that. So, no gain. 2nd down and 10 for Metro State. We saw that game a few weeks ago against UCCS where the offense went on 5 opening drives and scored on every drive and pretty much ran the ball down the throat of the Mountain Lions. They need to take a page out of that playbook tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to come down with the line up front. The trenches is where it's going to have to be fought. And they've got a big task ahead of them. Yep.
You got to take it one play at a time. 9:35 into this game, and it's 8-0 Nightmare. Metro fires into the flat at the 40-yard line. He'll pick up about 5. Give him credit, it'll be 3rd and 5 for Metro State. And as we said, 10 teams in this league. We'll kind of go, if you're just joining us for the first time for a Colorado Football Conference broadcast, there's 3 rounds of playoffs. We'll go over that with you throughout to kind of lay that out for you. Right now, the Denver Sharks, they are 4-0. They are the only undefeated team left in this conference. Make sure to tune in for next week's game as well. This is back-to-back home games for Metro State. They will host the Rocky Mountain Wildfire here at Shea Stadium. Eric Galsren and I will have the call again with Steve Weed Media. Eric Lettner out of the gun. One back to the left. Trips receiver to the near side. One to the far side. And jumping across the line. That's a gift for Metro State right there.
Oh, heck yeah. Nothing like you moving the chains without any effort.
Yep. Big guy coming across, too. Number 92, Russell Denny. 6'2", 240 out of Concordia University. So that's a first down, and if you're the Roadrunners offensively, you got a whole new set of downs, and this is like playing chess. We've talked about this before. Put your chess pieces in the right places and move the football. One back behind Lettner. Twins receiver split to both sides. Ball's right at the 40-yard line. Back. Lettner's got time. Fires down the fire. Look for a quick streak down the far side. There's a flag, yellow on green on the field. Overshoots his receiver. That was dangerous because that pass could have been picked off.
Yeah, I don't know that was so much overshot. I think that might have been defensive interference on that play. I think that the defense got there a little bit ahead of the play and ended up making it to where I think that ball would have been caught had defense not interfered with that.
Yep. So.
Yep, and that's exactly what it is.
I want to give a shout out, some thank yous here during the broadcast. Steve Weed Media, owner, operator Steve Weed. Steve allows Eric and I to broadcast games. He tolerates us. We appreciate him for that. The Metro State Roadrunner football team. Holden Strong Radio, ESPN, Meg Green, the executive director of talent and scouting, and you viewers at home. And a whistle and another flag. And, you get the sense, Eric, that if Metro State is able to get a touchdown on this drive, we're going to have ourselves a football game.
Yeah, I think we will.
But this first drive is important.
It is, and they just made it more difficult on themselves by getting a penalty.
Yep. They never help. And turnovers. I used to have a coach say, turnovers are great. I like apple, cherry. I don't like the ones on the field. I never forgot that. That must have been my sophomore year of high school, and I still remember that.
No, and they never taste good unless you're the one that's scooping it up.
That's right. I like it. Oh, Eric Galsren getting innovative and creative over here. I don't know if I can handle it. Eric Lettner, the quarterback, out of shotgun again. One receiver split to each side, and we've got slot receivers on both sides. Lettner drops. He has time. He's going to fire into the far side flat. Pass was caught right at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get pushed back. Good defense by the Nightmare. and that breeze is starting to pick up, and it's feeling much better. It was extremely hot in Colorado today. Eric Galsrud and Steve Weed and I live about an hour's drive south in Colorado Springs, and it was very hot today. And, boy, that sun's starting to dissipate now. It's going to be a nice evening here in Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, as long as it stays behind that cloud. And the breeze picking up feels magical. We
don't have a lot of say-so on that, but we would appreciate it if it would. I'm sure the players would as well. Lettner out of the shotgun. Clock running 7:20 and counting in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, and it's another 10 degrees warmer down on the turf than it is up here easily.
Yep. And Lettner's going to be sacked. He felt pressure coming from both sides. The pocket collapsed. He stepped up inside just a little too late, and we've got a Metro State player down about the 41-yard line. He tried to get up, and right at the 40, and the trainers are coming out. The training staff is now coming out. They're going to take an injury timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Steve Weed Media, CFC Football, the Metro State University Roadrunners, 7:05 remaining in the first quarter. It's 8-0 Nightmare. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsrud. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media and Colorado Football Conference. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Back to action here at Shea Stadium. George Holden, Eric Galsrud on Steve Weed Media. After the injury, looks like that lineman for Metro State University, he's going to be okay. Don't have him on the roster, but big number 75. Lettner, they're going to go for it. And Lettner fires over the middle, and the pass is tipped and picked off at the 30-yard line. A little bit too much on that throw. And the Nightmare with the interception. That's a tough one. Kevin Lutz, 6'2", 180 out of Loveland, Colorado. Presentation college product. And he was in the right place at the right time playing center fielder. And the defense comes up with a big pick. First turnover of this game as the wind starts to pick up here at Shea Stadium. So Eric, interception that time. Lettner trying to make a big play. But as an ex-quarterback and an ex-quarterback's coach, you got to know when to throw the feather or the dart, the right pass on the right play. Just a little too much on that.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that. And again, the turnovers, they just kill you.
Yep. It's a psychological effect, that's for sure. And the handoff, the end around, and a great defensive play by the Metro State defense. He was sitting at home and stayed at home on that. Great play. We'll get the number here in a second. That's number 10 for Metro State, Brandon Halpert. He made some big defensive plays the first two games we did. And, boy, you talk about you need a big play on defense, and he gave it to him.
Yeah, let's see if they can answer with a couple more of those.
That's a loss.
Back them up some more.
Yep, to the 25-yard line. So we'll see how the Nightmare respond. Twins receivers to the near side and the far side. One back to the left of the quarterback, Matt Keeling, out of the shotgun. 5:15 counting the clock. Drops back. He's going to go long down the far sideline. He overshoots his intended target, but there was pretty good coverage, Eric, on the far side of the field.
There was a great coverage. Way for Metro State to stay with their guy.
Yep. So the defense, they're doing their job right now. If they can hold them to 3 and out here and get the ball back for the offense, they can start peeling away at that 8-0 quick lead. In a game like this, when your defense is playing well, the offense we talk about this a million times, but they really need to step up because being down by 1 score as opposed to 2 or 3 is psychological, and that weighs on you.
Oh, absolutely, and it drags the entire team down. Let's see if they can get a big stop here, force them to kick the ball. They'll get decent field position back. Let's get a stop.
Here we go. Keeling, he's going to roll to the left, comes back, looking for room, skips away, fires to the near side. Are you kidding me? Matt Keeling with a great headsy play. He didn't panic. He stayed calm. He was poised. He starts running to the left, stops, hits the brakes, moves out just enough out of the way so the Metro State defender over pursues, comes back, sets his feet, and fires a shot to the near side and gets a first down. Yeah. That's headsy quarterback play.
Yeah, I bet the Metro State defender would like that play back.
Yep, you got that's why when you're running around in the backfield on the defensive side, you've got to break down. The low man wins.
And a great job, credit to these guys with the offensive not quitting on the play either. They could have stopped it back in the backfield. They kept moving, trying to make an opportunity for the quarterback. So great job for them as well.
Big third down play. Oh, high snap! And Metro State almost gets the fumble, but they back him up to the 38-yard line, overshoots out a shotgun, and Keeling was reeling going back, and Brandon Halprin was a breath away from recovering a fumble.
Oh, man, he just bounced right over the top of it.
I like this kid. He flies around, and he's really aggressive. So he's definitely a playmaker for Metro State. And you get the sense, I'm a former player, former coach, been doing this broadcasting thing for almost 13 years. And from where we're sitting here, you get the sense that these guys are waiting on that turnover. They're waiting on that big turnover to get that spark to get right back in this football game.
They are. They're really trying to make something happen for their offense to give them a little bit of a spark.
Good run. And uses his blocks to the far side, gets close to the 50-yard line. That was number 30, Eric Foxworth again, 6 foot and 200 pounds, out of New Jersey. I liked what he did. It's a quick toss to the far side, Eric. He used his hand in the small of the back of his fullback just to get him in front of somebody to use him. That's smart football, and then bounces it around to the outside.
Yeah, a little bit of a traffic directing and off to the races.
Yep. Nicely done. NOCO Nightmare. They're 3-1. And again, 10 teams. On a quick note, Coach Cobb, he is the head coach for Metro State tonight. Coach Nelson has taken the reins to take over for him tonight. And he'd love nothing better than to call Coach Cobb and say, hey, I got it done. You're welcome. Pressure. Keeling steps up inside, gets away again, fires a shot, and it's tipped and picked off by Metro State. And he's tackled at the 40-yard line. Their ears were burning, Eric. We were saying they could smell it. They were ready for the turnover, and it's answered right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple instances where it bounced the right way for the Nightmare, but, man, you got to have better ball security than that if you're going to continue to press and try to win this game, or at least put it away. You've had the early fumble that they were able to recover. You also had the snap that went over their head that they were able to recover. Now it finally caught up with them.
Yep. And you know what's great, Eric, when you look at this is give a lot of credit on the interception to the defensive line. That was a lot of pressure back there, forcing Keeling to throw before he was ready, and he was off center. He was not able to really put that ball on the mark where he wanted it, and the result, anytime you get a tip ball in the secondary, usually bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, he really needed that to be a touch pass, and he put everything he had into that throw.
He's got a good arm, by the way. But here we go. We are back with Jeff Lettner, second offensive possession for Metro State with 3:33 left in the first quarter of play at Shea Stadium. Lettner out of the gun, loses the football, his back gets it, and he's looking to make a play and cut through, and he takes a shot right in the chin, and guess what? A flag comes flying from the near side. They hit him right in the chin. I think they're going to call him for it, Eric. Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, I mean, he was free game, but he's still a quarterback. You got to wrap him.
He was exposed. That's what they'll say. He took a little bit of a shot right there.
I think they picked that flag up. I don't know that they're going to go through this. They may. He was an active runner at the time, so it wasn't like he was in the back, waiting for a receiver to get open. He was running, so that changes things a little bit. We'll see what ends up happening.
It does. And when you run the ball in packs and in traffic, that's not for the faint of heart to be in there.
No, it is not.
You will get lit up in there if you don't protect yourself. It's kind of like a boxing match. They always tell you protect yourself at all times. Yeah,
never lower your guard.
Yeah, protect yourself at all times. And it's not just to say it. It's basically saying, hey, we're going to say it once, and then when you don't, you get hit, we're just going to smile at you. Hey, you didn't take the advice. Hopefully actions speak louder than words now.
Hey, but the one time you can take down your guard.
What's that?
Is when you're attacking.
That's exactly right. So the officials are going to have a little conference. They're around the 39-yard line of Metro. And Metro State was ready to break the offensive huddle, but the officials are still chatting. I think, like you said, Eric, they're going to try to set the tone for the football game. Is this something that we're going to go ahead and do this now, or are we just going to warn them?
I think that they just need to get a warning. I honestly can't see them giving a penalty. He was running, so it wasn't like he was,
They are going to do it. It's going to be marked off.
Oh, wow.
I think they're going to give him 15 on that. That's a monster penalty.
That is.
They're already, Metro State, in one play with the penalty, is already in nightmare territory. Great opportunity for them right here. So we'll see what Lettner and company do with the opportunity. They need to generate points. 3:25 left in the first quarter play here at Shea Stadium. George Holden, Eric Galstrin, and this is Steve Weed Media. Steve does more than sports. You should check out Steve Weed Media. He does comedy. He does semi-pro games in Florida. He does skate competitions. Steve's kind of a jack of all trades.
Does he have any good jokes?
He does. He's not going to do them on air. Steve runs the camera. I don't think he likes being in front of the camera. He enjoys being behind the camera so he can laugh at us. So Jeff Lettner. And officials are getting ready to get this set again. A little bit, the breeze has kicked up here in the last probably 10, 15 minutes. You see the flag blowing in the breeze there. And here we go. We're going to start play again. Clock continues to wind. One back behind Lettner. Twins receivers to the near side. Two receivers to the far side. One in the slot. Good opportunity here at the 42-yard line. The end around, the reverse, the other way. And he's going to get maybe a yard out of it. Great defensive presence by the NOCO Nightmare. They stayed home. They didn't over-pursue Eric. And they were able to gather, come back, and force him out of bounds.
Yeah, I was surprised. They've got a lot more speed than you actually really notice at first with the Nightmare. For them to be able to come back and not really give up any yardage on this play whatsoever.
The ball carrier was number 19, Trey Mueller for Metro State. There'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 3:03 left in the first quarter of play at Shea Stadium in beautiful Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You're watching and listening to the CFC Colorado Football Conference. Metro State on the move, down 8-0 to the Northern Colorado Nightmare. He's Eric Galstrin. I'm George Holden. Stick with us. It's a timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Shea Stadium. Metro State University with the football. Only down by a score and a 2-point conversion. Their second offensive possession of the football game. Lettner out of the shotgun. Fires near side. Gets a good block, and it hits his receiver, and he's out to the 30. All the way down to the 27-yard line. Great play, great execution. It's a quick screen to the near side, but it was the wide receiver's buddy, the other blocker, that stepped up and made the way.
Yeah, great blocking by Metro State downfield to allow him to have that lane to run down. Great play, great execution. This is what we need to see the rest of the game.
I agree. Simple but effective. That little screen right there is what we saw Peyton Manning run with Demaryius Thomas very well for a few seasons in Denver. They made a living out of that.
Yeah, they did.
Jeff Lettner and the fake, but then he'll hand off, and a good forward momentum by Metro State. By the running back, we were talking to Coach Nelson before the game. This number 39, Eric Marshall, good physical run. He gets hit at the point of contact and gets about another 4 yards by spinning and moving forward.
Yeah, if you're going to fall forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, I think, Eric, after that penalty that Metro State got, that gave them life.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had the longest play of the game for them, too, following that penalty.
Absolutely. So Metro State on the move. The ball is at the 24-yard line of the Northern Colorado Nightmare.
So they're at the cusp of field goal range, looking to move inside the red zone.
If they can match the score here, this should get interesting. Offset eye behind Lettner. Lettner will hand to the first back. He'll get through, and he gets a good pickup. He's over the 20 to the 19-yard line. It was like a quick counter out of an offset eye in the shotgun. So actually they're going to mark him at the 20-yard line. Clock moves 1:17 and counting. But very manageable right now for Metro State. If Metro State, their record's 1-3 on the season. They lost their opener. They won big the next week. They've lost the last two. If they could find a way to go 2-2, pull out a win here tonight, things could get interesting for them.
If they pull out a win here tonight and a win next week, they're even.
They're right back in business. But you got to take care of business first. 53 seconds and counting. Lettner out of the gun. Offset eye again. Twins receivers to the near side. And he's going to run the option. And Lettner, good fake. He had the same play looking to run through again, but he ran option off at this time. And maybe he should have given the pitch down there. He tried to cut inside. Maybe should have pitched it. And the clock's under 30 seconds in this quarter. This should be, for all intents and purposes, the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not calling a timeout.
You know, I'm sure Coach Nelson has got the wheels turning right now.
And give yourself all the opportunities you can to get a score on the board.
Here we go. Lettner out of the gun, barking out, hard count. There was movement. I think it was Metro State. Yep, they're going to back a false start. Metro State, that's a tough penalty when you're knocking on the door.
And now you're further away. See, they should have called a timeout.
Yep. Eric, if they only would listen to you, things would be so much more improved.
They'd probably be
I'm being sarcastic, obviously. So offsides, that'll back them up 5. That'll be the end of the first quarter. We are one and done in Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And as it stands, the 3-1 Nightmare, they lead 8-0 over the 1-3 Metro State University Roadrunners. We'll take a quick break and then get you set for second quarter action. He's Eric Galsrud. I'm George Holden. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media, the CFC Colorado Football Conference. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to second quarter action in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. The sun has gone down. The clouds have covered. We have a beautiful view here on the camera of the Front Range in Colorado, the Rocky Mountains. Nothing like it. George Holden along with Eric Galsrud and Steve Weed of Steve Weed Media. Hope you're enjoying the first quarter. Pretty good first quarter. That first drive by the NOCO Nightmare. They march right down, pretty much have that fumble forward. They get the 8 points. And since then, Metro State's tightened things up, and they're looking to try to get in stride here.
Yeah, and with my comment earlier about taking the timeout, it wasn't because it was the time was running down for the first quarter. It was because it didn't look like they were ready to go or set for the play that they were about to call.
I agree. 25-yard line, play action fake. Lettner strings it all the way out to the near side. He's got room, fires, got his receiver, and he's going to get all the way down to the 7-yard line, and he's wrangled out of bounds, but there's a flag and another flag, and Metro State's sideline looks excited like they think it's going to go their way. The ball's at the 6-yard line, and that was number 16 that time, or was it 15? Iacovetta. Boy, he's something else.
Yeah,
he's a lot of fun to watch. We were saying his name wrong the first couple of weeks, and
we
were joking about it. We apologize, but Iacovetta, he is a playmaker for this Metro State offense. When he gets going, everything else opens up for him. They've got to get him involved.
And credit to the quarterback. He had a broken play. He kept his head. He didn't panic.
Yep.
He started moving his feet. Got to the ball to a receiver downfield. So a great effort by Metro State in making something out of nothing.
I would agree. Well said, Eric. So want to give another shout out here. Some thank yous while we're on the air to Steve Weed Media. Steve is the owner-operator. He allows Eric and I to broadcast games for him. The Metro State Roadrunner football team, they're a lot of fun. Holden Strong Radio, ESPN, and talent director Meg Green from ESPN. And you viewers at home, you guys make it worthwhile for us to do this. But keep in mind, all Steve Weed's games and events and everything are all archived. You could go back on and watch these over and over as well. We'll go over a little bit here, some upcoming events here on Steve Weed Media. Again, if you're looking if you have a business and you want to shoot a commercial, do ads, promos, anything like that, go to steveweedmedia.com and contact Steve. Prices are very affordable, and you'll like the quality of work. Steve Weed Media. So Lettner, the quarterback, he's pointing forward. I think right now, Eric, Metro State, the ball's going to be spotted at the 12, but they are within striking distance of knotting this football game up. And I have a feeling if they're able to get the 6 points, but what's critical here is match the 2-point conversion, that defense is going to get a fire lit under them.
Yeah, well, honestly, even if they don't get the 2-point conversion, let's say they don't, and they get points on the ground, then you're a field goal away from going ahead by 1.
Yep.
At least it keeps you relevant.
I agree. Tell you what, Eric Galsrin keeping me on my toes. Did some basketball. We were doing basketball games for the University of Colorado Springs in the Springs. Eric filled in and did some games. This last winter did a fantastic job, him and Jeff King. We're looking forward to hopefully doing those games again this year in the winter. It was a lot of fun. So here we go. Metro State getting set. It seems like the plays are taking a while to get set tonight. Is it just me? Or
No, they really are.
So Lettner, offset eye. He'll hand off to the second back. He'll break a tackle. Stays on his feet.
3.
He gets back to the line of scrimmage. He could have lost 5 yards on that. That's number 39, Eric Marshall, specifically assistant head coach. We had a chance to talk with him tonight. Coach Nelson, he said in the press box, keep your eye on number 35, where he added him on our roster. Now I see why.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely would not go down. Honestly, if he had another 10 yards to get around that corner, he would have.
Yep, I think so. Punishing runner. Put his shoulder down, was not shy about it at all.
No, broke 3 tackles.
And a lot of times you'll see backs when they're in the backfield, they'll give up on a play. He didn't. He's still moving forward. And so there's going to be a penalty, though, on Metro State. And they'll back them up. So Metro State was doing well moving the ball forward. Now we've seen a couple of penalties, and they're backing them up.
Yeah.
So then now they're on the outside of the 25 at the 26-yard line.
That hurts.
Yeah, that changes your play calling. So 14-17 remaining in this first half. Lettner with one back behind him. That's Marshall. Twins receivers to the far side, motion across. And one receiver to the near side, movement. Another flag. So getting a little bit sloppy now.
Yeah. Credit to the Nightmare getting up and hopping up and down at the line of scrimmage. It's definitely making Metro State a little bit nervous.
And it's going to go back to Nightmare. This is a chess match between these two teams with penalties right now on this drive. So ball will go. It's at the 21.
Well, at least they got the yardage back.
Yep. So you lost it. You get it back. We'll try to resume play here. And number 19, Trey Mueller, will be split out to the near side here. Twins receivers are split to the far side. Marshall behind Lettner in the shotgun. Nightmare defense has been pretty good this season.
I like what I'm seeing on the near side.
Yep.
One-on-one matchup.
Yep. And so play
And
action.
so does he.
Lettner fires. Got his target. He's at the 5, and he runs in. Touchdown, Nightmare. Great play action fake. Lettner rolls to the near side, fires a laser beam, and hits his intended target at the 5, and he muscled his way in.
It's almost like I saw that.
That was number 19, Trey Mueller.
Oh, that was a beautifully executed play. That was wonderful.
That's the answer. That's the statement that Metro State needed.
Yeah, the one-on-one matchup there. You
Good call, Eric. Yeah, when you get those one-on-ones, you've got to take shots. And the Metro State offensive coordinator saw that. He said, hey, you know what? Let's go play action the other way, get him rolling our way. And I think Lettner likes to throw on the run.
Oh, he absolutely does. And he's deadly accurate in doing so.
Yep, go with what works. So the extra point, they're going to go for the extra point. They won't go for 2. Kick is up. It is through and true. And just like that, here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, the home team, Metro State, they have cut the lead to 1 point. The Nightmare lead 8-7. We'll take a quick break. 13:28 left. A lot of football left in this first half. He is Eric Galster, and I'm George Holden. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media and the CFC, the Colorado Football Conference in Denver. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're in the beginning stages of the second quarter. Big touchdown drive by Metro State. Touchdown pass by Lettner to Mueller. Hit him at the 5-yard line, and he muscled his way in for the score, and it's a 1-point ball game. This is going to be a dogfight if this is any indication of how the second half will be. Short kick down to the 18, looking for some running room, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 33-yard line. The ball carrier for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. And that's number 13, Jay Baker, 6'4", 165. He used to play for the Colorado Springs Flames.
Yeah. Had he done a little more running and a little less juking side to side, he probably would have got another 5-10 yards out of that.
Right? Any special teams coach will pull their hair out because they don't what they'll tell any returner is, don't go east-west, I want north-south runners. And it takes a special guy that can get away with the east-west stuff. Very special guy. Those guys you don't coach, that's just instinct.
Yeah, and it's an east-west one-step juke to make someone miss as you're going north-south.
You'll remember this. One of the few guys I've ever seen be an east-west guy that made plays was a guy named Deion Sanders. I mean, no matter where he was with the ball, he was going to make a play. So here we go. Out of the shotgun. Handoff to the right side. Pretty good defense, but a decent run. He'll get a couple yards out of it. Off tackle to the right side for the Nightmare. And it'll be second down. And that was number 30, Eric Foxworth, the runner, the 5'8", 200-pounder from New Jersey.
Well, I tell you, if Metro State's offense keeps answering, that's going to give all the motivation in the world for their defense.
I agree. That defense has got to be saying to themselves, wow, the offense came out and punched right back. So we can pin our ears back, not play tentative, and get after it.
Yeah, they're going to punch them in the mouth.
Yep. 1-point ball game. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying calling it. Shotgun. Handoff again to Foxworth. And he'll get a few out of it, but a stingy defense. The linebacker crew is on it for Metro State.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot in the run game at all for the Nightmare. Metro State has been doing a phenomenal job at keeping the run at bay and keeping the passes short. They have not gotten any big chunk plays at all this game.
Nope. One of the tacklers there, the linebacker Lorenzo Perry, number 56 for the Roadrunners. And one thing I like about this Roadrunner defense we've seen thus far this season, they tackle in packs. So you have 3-4 guys making hits. And when they do get singled up on the sidelines, they're good. They break down and they tackle well.
They do a great job with open field tackles.
So here we go. Out of the shotgun again to the Nightmare. He's going to roll to the far side. He's stringing it out, and he's going to be pulled down. He's sacked. Back at the 28-yard line. Great defensive coverage in the secondary by Metro State, allowing the defensive line to get after him.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to let him get away with that throw or not.
I mean, he was already halfway down when he let that thing go.
Yeah, and the whistle blew before he let go of the ball, if my eyes and my ears were working.
Matt Keeling out of Keensburg, Colorado, former Denver Pirate, the quarterback for the Nightmare. He's decent size, 5'10", he's 230 pounds.
Yeah, that play's going to stick as a sack.
Yep. So good defense by Metro State, and it's going to force a punt.
Hey, great job by the defense once again.
Yep.
Metro State is getting it done on defense.
The heart of this team for Metro State is the defense. And the offense has shown some moxie with that last touchdown drive. And they're going to go for it. So the defense, they're going to come back from punt return formation. Keeling out of the shotgun. He's going to pooch punt. Straight up. And Metro State should get away from this. And it's going to be down. They're going to have the ball at the 49-yard line. So this plays right into the hands of the Roadrunners.
Oh, the Roadrunners could not ask for a better scenario than this to get the ball back.
Wow. So defense answers the bell again. The offense coming off a hot drive where they scored. Impressive drive, and now they get the ball again. They got 11:05 in the first half. They could seize control of this football game on this drive, Eric.
I certainly expect them to.
Yep. And it's the ball. The nose of the ball is kissing the 50-yard line. And here comes Lettner and crew on offense. Iacovetta, I expect him, Eric, to get more involved. Especially like you talked earlier about those one-on-one matchups.
And we got another one.
Yep. One receiver split to the near side, twins to the far side. An offset eye behind Lettner. Shotgun. Snap. He'll hand to the first man through, and he'll break a tackle, and he'll get out to the 45-yard line. And in one play, they are in Nightmare territory. Good run. That looks like, that is Iacovetta, number 15. Again, the last 2 games we did with this kid, I kept saying it, I'll say it again, not a big body frame, but really durable. He's rugged, and he's hard to bring down.
He's very hard to bring down. He's very elusive, and he refuses to quit on a play.
No, he does. He's got a lot of heart. I like to give players nicknames a lot of time. I'm going to call him Jammin' Jordan Iacovetta. He gets it done in the air. He gets it done on the ground. He is a playmaker for Metro State. More times he touches the football, that bodes well for them.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago it was Corvetta.
You don't want to have a vendetta with Iacovetta on the football field. He's a player. Quick strike. And Iacovetta, he'll get it, gets a good block, and puts his shoulder down all the way to the 36-yard line. We were just talking about it being tough and durable. Lays a forearm shiver into the defensive back and says, take that.
Yeah, took 2 guys with him.
You know, I look, and again, I compared him. He is a Julian Edelman, Wes Welker type of slot guy. Not a big guy, but plays bigger than he is.
Oh, absolutely. I'd hate to see him on the defensive side.
Well, and he has no idea about weight. He's one of those guys that I don't. The weight doesn't matter. I'm giving up 40 pounds. I'm still coming at you. So there'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. 9:43 left in this exciting first half. Metro State on the move again, only down by 1 point, 8-7 to the Northern Colorado Nightmare. He's Eric Galsrin. I'm George Holden. This is Steve Weed Media in Highlands Ranch, Colorado at Shea Stadium, semi-pro football in Colorado. Folks, stick with us. We got a lot more football to come. We'll be right back with you. Back to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Metro State's offense on the move. Glad you could join us for semi-pro football. There is movement all over the defensive line for the Nightmare. They're pointing at Metro State's offensive line. We'll see what the officials have to say about the call here. Yellow on green on the far side. They'll discuss it. 2 flags actually down. And it's going to be on Metro State. False start. They'll back them up 5. Want to let you know about upcoming events here on Steve Weed Media. Next Saturday, June 16th, right back here at Shea Stadium, Metro State. The Roadrunners will host the Rocky Mountain Wildfire once again. Kickoff at 7 p.m. and pregame roughly 6:50 here at Shea Stadium. Hope you can join us for that. Remember, all these programs and these games and events on Steve Weed Media, they're all archived. So you can check them out as many times as you want. Give Steve Weed Media, give him a shout, let him know what you think. If you got a business, you need to run ads, promos, and commercials, anything like that, check out Steve Weed Media. He can get the job done. Back to action. Marshall to the right of Lettner, and a back behind him. Twins receiver to the far side, one split by himself to the near side. Fake handoff, fires over the middle, and the pass goes right through his receiver's hands, a little bit high. It was catchable. But number 41, and he had the ball zip through his hands. That was Michael Maddock for Metro State. Catchable ball, but it's going to be 2nd down and 15 to go for the Roadrunners. Other games going on here tonight. The UCCS in Colorado Springs hosts the undefeated Denver Sharks. The Raptors take on the Pueblo Rage in Colorado Springs. The Wildfire play the Pirates in Lakewood. The Eagle and Eagles host the Colorado Springs Flames. And we'll keep you abreast, as we said, of any scores and any news around the league that comes in throughout this broadcast. 9:40 left in the second quarter. They're now on the 40-yard line. Lettner's going to drop. Steps, moves, fires deep down, and gets rid of the football. He was going to be sacked. Luckily, he throws the ball out of bounds, and an out-of-breath Eric Galsrin comes back. He is he's earning his stripes. Going up and down these stairs, he's running stairs. Eric, when's the last time you ran stairs like this?
About 10 minutes ago.
Prior to that, how many? Has it been a while?
Last game.
Okay, Eric spent over 20 years in the Navy, so he's run a lot, right? He used to run a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I had an older brother that was in the Navy, and he said, George, you know what Navy stands for? And I said, no. I said, never again volunteer yourself.
True story.
Would you agree?
Absolutely.
We really...
And I wasn't smart enough to quit after my first enlistment. I've retired out of the Navy.
He's a glutton for punishment. Lettner rolls, runs out of real estate, fires, and it's going to be out of bounds. There was nobody there. He was corralled on the near sideline. Had a couple receivers down by the 10-yard line, but good secondary coverage by the Nightmare.
Well, yeah, but even better for Lettner, he's not turning the ball over. Great. He's getting rid of the ball. He's
throwing it away.
He's not trying to force passes. He's not trying to force a bad situation. Live to play another play.
Wow. Eric Galsrin is dropping wisdom on us here after he's running stairs. I think when he runs, it actually stimulates his brain. And he comes back with a lot of these little kind of slogans and catchphrases. You know, I'm interested to see when he has to run around the field at halftime when he comes back within the third quarter. We'll see. I'm going to ask Steve Weed I'll just ask Steve Weed. He's the boss. What he wants you to do at halftime. That's what you're going to do, and then we'll find out what you come back and say. So Lettner, he'll do the pooch punt. That's a high wobbler. That is going to drop at around the 21-yard line. So Lettner with a pooch punt. They'll pin him back, and now they're playing seesaw football right now.
Yeah, it's a shame they weren't able to come away with some points on this drive.
I agree.
But, hey, best field position for the defense for Metro State starting the series. Every other time it's been somewhere around the 40-yard line.
And I noticed on this last drive, Eric, Metro State went to the air. They wanted to roll and go to the air quite a bit. Got to be careful with that. Sometimes you go to the well too often, it goes dry. So going back, running the football, getting back to a little bit of balance, keep the Nightmare on their heels.
Absolutely. Keep them guessing. Mix it up. And he's been favoring the right side of the field, too. He needs the left has been open for a long time in this game. I would expect them to go to the left side on their next series.
Yep. So back with another possession at the 23-yard line. The Nightmare clinging to that 1-point lead right now, 8-7. Hard-fought first half with both these football teams. Metro State, they're 1-3. NOCO Nightmare, they're 3-1. Different records coming in, but right now it's a 1-point difference, so you really don't put a lot of stock in that.
No, and you know, the other thing that I was noticing about the Nightmare with their defense, they're not giving a whole lot of respect to the air game. They're only getting one man deep, one in the back that has to play the entire field. Metro State's got to figure out a way to exploit that.
Yep, I would agree. And running the ball again for the Nightmare, Eric Foxworth, number 30, he picks up a few. It'll be second down for Northern Colorado. Ball spotted just outside the 25 at the 26-yard line. Twins receivers to the near side, Twins to the far side. And Foxworth will be to the right of Keeling, the quarterback, out of the shotgun.
All right, big third down for these guys. Let's see what happens.
And the snap, back to Keeling. He's got time. Pocket's starting to collapse. And they wrap him up. They're going to sack him. The Metro State defense, they swallow him up. And the secondary, again, for Metro State with really good coverage. And they caused that sack. We said coming in, if Metro State's defense could make some plays, and that's big number 52 with the sack, Jordan Durham. I'll call him Jordan Durable Durham.
Here's a good one.
What?
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. Oh, my gosh. I actually hit the match, and Eric Galsron brought the gasoline. We're in trouble. 7:55 and counting. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media. This is semi-pro football in the state of Colorado. Keeling out of the shotgun. Foxworth to his right. Twins receivers to the far side. One to the near side. Straight drop. Keeling, he's bull rushed by Metro State. He's going to set up. He's going to fire. Got a receiver at the 40. Good throw and good catch. His receiver stayed alive. He broke to the sidelines, which good receivers do, get in the view of their quarterback. And that was number 14 on the receiving end of that pass for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Great play. He broke back to the sideline, tippy-toed, made the catch, stayed in bounds. And Keeling is really good.
Matt Ritchie,
number 14. Nice catch. He reeled it in nicely. And Keeling does a good job under pressure. He's still moving, but he's focused down. His head's on a swivel. And there's a timeout on the field. We'll take another timeout as well, folks. This one's getting really interesting. 6:59 left in the first half of play. The Northern Colorado Nightmare with the football. They only lead by 1.8-7 over the home team, the Metro State University Roadrunners. He's Eric Galsron. I'm George Holden. Stick with us for more Colorado Football Conference football here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We'll be right back. Here we go. Back to Shea Stadium. A little bit of a nice balmy breeze coming through here. The windows are open at the press box in Highlands Ranch. Beautiful night. The heat is gone. Used to be the heat is on, now the heat is gone. Keeling out of the shotgun. Motion. Foxworth in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff, fires up top, and the pass was way overshot to his intended target. That is number 10 for the Northern Colorado Nightmare, Anthony Casper out of Mesa Community College. He just put a little too much on that.
Yeah, had he put some touch on that ball, his receiver would have been able to probably get another 10 yards out of that after the catch.
Yep. So, fortunate.
He was running inside with it, and a lot of green.
He was fortunate to not have that one intercepted.
Very fortunate.
And still a 1-point game. Metro State, they're hungry. They want this win to go 2-2 on the season and give them wind in their sails for next week. Keeling, hands off, and back. He's still driving. Legs are still moving. He's moving the pile. He's a bruiser for the Nightmare. He carried about 4 or 5 Metro State defenders.
6 yards.
That's number 24, Dakota Boyd, 5'9", 180 out of Longmont, Colorado. His legs, you can see his legs churning in that pile.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a hole out there.
Longmont, if he grew up in Longmont, they have had some really good football teams in high school over the years. They've won their share of state championships.
Man, I tell you, the way he's pushing that pile, I thought he was a fullback.
Yep, and he's 180, you know, but he runs like he's about 225.
Or 240.
Yep. So here we go. Keeling out of the shotgun. A back to each side. Twins receivers at the far side. 1 to the near side. Closing in on 6 minutes in the first half. This game is still very much in doubt. It's anybody's ball game. Keeling, shotgun. Good time. Fires. Near sideline. Got a receiver. Oh, what a great defensive play by Metro State. The ball was perfectly thrown, and that is number 31. That is Steven Martinez. You talk about a defensive back playing man coverage, looking at the ear hole of the receiver, sees his head turn and puts his hand up and pulls the ball out. That pass should have been caught.
Oh, absolutely. That should have been a catch. And good credit to the defense. That was a stellar play.
I'll tell you, this Metro State defense, they are well coached. In the secondary and pass coverage, when they tackle in the run game, they're solid.
Well, they're not just well coached. They've got great defensive instinct as well.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it's one thing to coach a kid. It's another thing for them to be able to do some of the things that they're doing right now. Some of that stuff you just can't coach it.
Nope, it's instinct and talent and ability. So here we go. Metro State's defense, they answer the bell again, and they force a punt. We've got movement. The line of scrimmage and another flag.
Please let that be on the offense and not on Metro State, because otherwise it's a first down.
Yep. And, I mean, you're talking a few yards. That's right barely within that 5-yard limit. So that would give them a first. And are they going to mark it off? It looks like it's going against Metro State. So the offense will come back. What a major penalty by Metro State on defense. Jumping off sides is going to give new life to the Nightmare offense.
Yeah, moving the sticks. You had them stopped. And that's happened twice now this game where they've had them stopped dead to rights and ended up getting big plays.
So each team has turned the ball over. Each team has had a pick in this ball game. And we've got a 1-point difference. And right there, you talk about it. They've played extremely well, but you can't shoot yourself in the foot like that.
No, and those are the worst kind.
And, you know, it goes back to playing Pee Wee and Pop Warner, and it's different when you're down there because I played for years. I understand that, Coach, but defense goes on movement of the football. You know, that's why you don't listen to the hard count. You tune that out. But, again, things happen. Keeling back with another chance for his offense. The handoff, and he's spinning. And he's over the 45 to the 43-yard line and into Metro State territory. The running back, Dakota Boyd, number 24, bursts through the right side, finds daylight, and they're a couple yards short of a first down.
Just like that. Let's see if they can get a stop.
The game of football can change so quickly and so often.
Yes, and then now would be a good time for a turnover if you're Metro State.
Yep. Each team, as we said, 1 turnover apiece. You got to win the turnover battle, and that doesn't mean just getting the turnovers. That means creating and generating points off the turnovers. Keeling He'll roll far side, fires in the flat, got his receiver. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, all the way down to the 10-yard line, and he is ripped down out of bounds. But Keeling was on the run and floated it to Foxworth, and Foxworth, like a bowling ball, went charging down the sideline, and there at the 10-yard line, that's pay dirt area. And Eric, you look like a horse collar. I think you're right.
Yeah.
They're not going to call it, but it looked like it.
It was really close to one. He got away with one there.
So the Nightmare only leading by a point. They are knocking on the door to extend their lead. Can the Metro State defense, 4:25 left in the first half, hold their ground and dig in here? We'll see. Keeling out of the gun, a back to each side. Twins receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Motion, Foxworth. He'll hand off to the middle to Boyd. Boyd gets thumped and pushed back, but he'll pick up a few. It'll be second down and goal to go for the Nightmare.
There's 2 hard fought yards on that.
And if you think about it, here's what's good. If Metro State finds a way to even hold them to a field goal here, they get the ball first in the second half. That's huge. That's a moral victory. You hold them to the field goal here, and then you get a chance to go in at halftime, regroup, and then you get the football coming out in the third quarter.
Yeah, and not just that, but there's still a lot of time left on the clock to be able to drive down and get a score as well.
Correct.
In the first half.
Correct. Let's see what they do here. Northern Colorado Nightmare. They're in the white with black trim. They're the visiting team, the home team. Mesa State University Roadrunners with the navy blue, red, and white trim. Clock starts to roll again. Keeling taking his time in the gun. Motion. Yep, he fakes, loses control, and it's going to be a sack.
Nice.
He had a fake to Foxworth coming around to the near side. Wanted to go to Boyd and hand off to him, and there was a bad exchange. And he dodges a bullet there because he lands on that ball. It'll be third and goal. They backed him up a few yards.
Yep, lost everything that they got and then some. So a loss of, 5 on the play?
Yep. So Fortune right now is smiling on Metro State. They're a 1-3 team playing a 3-1 team. They're only down by a point. So this is a extremely winnable football game for them, but they've got to make the right decisions.
Yeah, I tell you, if they can get them backed up another 5 yards, then we've got a questionable even on a field goal.
Yep. Motion again. And the fake, the pass, and it's a dirt ball, but it was knocked down. I think it was a linebacker for Metro State got a paw on that thing.
Great heads-up play, great awareness of what was going on. Get your arms up, stop that ball from getting to that receiver. That would have been a touchdown.
Yep, and Matt Keeling, he goes over to the sideline to talk it over with his coordinator at the 30-yard line. Are they going to go for it here or go for the field goal? I think they're going to go for it.
I think they're going for it too. I think that they want to put a stamp on this.
I think they want to. Yep, and they want to try to get a touchdown here, and then regroup at halftime and iron out the details. But Metro State is hanging around; they're not going anywhere.
Hey, I got to say credit to Metro State. They're staying in this ball game. They've made a couple mistakes. They've only allowed like one big play in this game.
Keeling looking, nobody
right now.
Fires. The pass is caught, and it's a touchdown for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Keeling had a lot of time, was painfully patient, and fires a shot into the middle. It hits his receiver, Anthony Rankin, number 3, out of Lakewood, Colorado, and Kansas Wesleyan. Fires a bullet. He catches it, and now they're going to extend the lead. So, gutsy call there by the Nightmare, and they come through. And little bit of a
let's calm down.
Extracurricular activity going on around the 15. The officials are trying to chat up with them and let them know, hey, get them on the next play.
Yeah, let's not add insult to injury. You don't need a penalty to be backed up for the kickoff.
We've seen so far with the quarterback, Matt Keeling, Eric, that when he has time to throw, he's extremely deadly. He's very accurate. When you pressure him, he makes bad decisions, like any quarterback. So at halftime, you would think Metro State defensively is going to say, hey, we need to pin our ears back and get after this guy. And we've got
injured player on the field on the far side.
Injured player on the far side. And it looks like a Nightmare, Northern Colorado Nightmare player will take an injury timeout. 2:22 remaining in the first half. The Northern Colorado Nightmare and the Metro State University Roadrunners from Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He's Eric Galstrin. I'm George Holden. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media, the CFC, the Colorado Football Conference. Folks, stick around. We got 2:22 left in the first half. And so the injured player actually looks like a Metro State player, number 49, Joseph Joyner, as he limps off to the near sideline. Hopefully he's okay. He's favoring that left leg, it looks like. He lays down, and the training staff will work on him. You hate to see that. So the touchdown, again, it'll stand. So the Nightmare have a good drive, and they capitalize and come away with points, and I think they're going to go for 2 here.
And a penalty as well.
Yep. So 14-7. The Nightmare lead by a touchdown and an extra point. What's critical here is if they go for 2 and make it, Eric, that makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah. Let's get a stop if we're Metro State.
So here we go from about the 2-yard line. Keeling in the gun. Foxworth to his right. Twins receivers are split to both sides.
What do you do if you're in this situation, your quarterback?
If you've spread everything out, you could do a draw to your back, Foxworth.
I'd roll out.
And there it is. And he'll get stuffed. Huge play by the Metro State defense on the 2-point conversion. They stop it dead in its tracks. It's only a touchdown and PAT game.
And that's why I would have rolled it out.
Yep. So if you're going to hit that and run that, it's got to be quick. Very quick. You get the snap, the ball's handed off. They hesitated.
Yeah, to way too much time waiting for that play to develop.
Yep.
And that's not the type of play that you wait to develop.
And I think that's why I thought that's what they're going to call, because you see them spread the field. They want to go through the middle of the field.
Yep.
That's what they're looking to do. So, moral victory there. I'd say it's a moral victory for Metro State. It's a touchdown and extra point game right now to tie this thing up. They got 2:22. That's plenty of time to go down the field.
Plenty of time to go down the field.
And they get the ball in the third quarter.
And you start off the third quarter with the ball. So they're in really good shape right now. Let's hope that they can materialize and get some points on the board with this drive here, and then start the third quarter with another opportunity. They could put themselves up at this point if they're able to come away with points before the half.
Yep. So here we go. Beautiful evening for football. That sun is, the view here is incredible. Just getting ready to dip down behind the mountains. I have a feeling this game is far from over. Kick all the way into the end zone. Here comes Metro State. He'll go to the 10, get a little help, cuts back inside, gets out to the 30-yard line. Decent return.
Yeah, 30 yards. You can't beat that.
Nope, came out of his end zone.
Points, obviously.
Right. But he comes out of the end zone and gets to the 30-yard line. So Keene on the return, 2:15 remaining. And Jeff Lettner and company will go back to work. Let's see if they can work some 2-minute magic and tie this football game up before halftime.
Yeah, they need to go to the left side. They've been working the right side pretty much the whole first half. Let's see them get something on the left side to a receiver out there and see if they can't pick up some big chunk yardage.
And don't be surprised, Jeff Lettner is athletic. He's got good feet, Eric, that he starts making plays with his legs and actually starts to run the football a little bit.
Well, he's definitely got the ability to do so and has shown it in previous games. So they've got a lot of options right now that they've got at their disposal.
The toss. Lettner, and it's going to be a halfback pass, and he's going to fire. And is it caught? Wow.
I thought that was caught.
I love the call.
He must have already been out of bounds when he caught that ball, because, wow.
And the pass attempt was by Marcel Willis, number 7. And it's a quick pass. He was getting bared down on, stops, hits the brakes, and makes a decent throw. That's a catchable football down there.
I honestly thought that was going to get picked. I thought that was going to get picked.
A little too much air on that.
Yes.
Yep. But not a bad effort by a running back.
No, not at all.
So you never know. The best football players are always the most well-rounded athletes. Those are good ball players. Lettner out of the shotgun. He's looking. Fires and...
Oh, that was ill-advised. I don't know if a receiver ran the wrong route or if he just didn't put enough on that ball, but he's lucky that didn't go back the opposite direction.
I would agree, and not only that, but when you play quarterback or coach quarterbacks, one of the biggest rules you have is don't throw the football when you're moving backwards. You're moving backwards, trying to throw the ball forward. You can only get away with that if your name's John Elway, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning.
I was going to say Brett Favre.
Tom Brady, just a few. Those guys could get away with that. But when you teach or coach that, that's always a no-no. Lettner.
Elway was pretty good at that.
Yeah, decent. He played sandlot football very well for a long time. Lettner, he's going to roll, and he's in trouble. And he's trying to get away, and he's still on his feet. And he pitches it out to his running back.
8 yards on the play.
And a flag at the 31-yard line on the far side. We'll see what the flag is, but
please let it not be an illegal block.
Lettner, what a headsy, intelligent play. I'm getting scrambled back here. I'll just toss it to my back and let him have it.
After making 2 people miss.
Yep. Use your outlets. That's what they're for. 31-yard line, the flag, or is that going to go against Metro State? I want to say it's probably a block at the back, right?
Yeah, I hope not, because that was a great play.
So the officials are still deciding what they want to do here. And again, I think it is going to go against Metro State.
It is. That's unfortunate.
That's a tough break. 1:54 left in the first half of play. Metro State down by a touchdown. So, coming into this game, I'm not sure the owner, operator, Steve Weed Media, runs the camera. He does it all. He was talking during one of the breaks, Eric, and he said that when you look at what they thought, maybe the Nightmare thought coming in here, they already had this game wrapped up, and right now it's a 7-point ball game right before halftime. So you never know when you step on that field.
No, absolutely not. And you can't underestimate Metro State's defense. They play phenomenal football. It's the offense that's lost the games for Metro State, not their defense.
I would say that, and I would, because it's a team sport. But however, I would add to that, Metro State's offense shows flashes of brilliance. What it is their offense is a wild card. You're not sure. They could go drive to drive and change things. You can have one really great drive, they come out the next drive, and they're 3 and out. So it's a matter of putting the pieces in the right places, and like you said, executing on the play calls, going with what works, and finding that balance. They've kind of gotten away from the run game a little bit, and I thought they were with number 39, Eric Marshall. I expect to see a big dose of him in the second half.
Yeah, I would expect to see, obviously, under 2 minutes to go in the first half, we're not going to see a whole lot of runs.
No.
But, yeah, absolutely. Second half, we should see a lot more running from him. He was picking up some good yardage on the run.
So here we go. Metro State and Lettner will go out of the shotgun. Twins receivers to both sides. Marshall stands right behind him in the shotgun. Lettner's at his own 15.
Again, we've got one back.
Yep. And they look like they want to blitz. The Nightmare. Lettner's going to roll to the right. Again, he's got Marshall out in front of the block. Lettner fires and breaks on the football. Good defensive play by
number 2.
NOCO, number 2, the defensive back. And beautifully done. That's Kirk Shaw. 6'1", 190, Briarcliff University. He's out of Loveland, Colorado. He made a great break on that football.
Yeah, he almost came away with a pick.
Yep. That's what happens when you're a quarterback and you're rolling to the near side. The field shrinks.
Well, not only does it shrink, but you're not seeing your defenders coming out of nowhere. Oh, yeah. And he closed fast. He needed to put a little bit more on that ball, and we would have had a reception there.
Yep. So Lettner, obviously, he favors rolling to the right. It's tough when you're a right-handed quarterback trying to roll to the left and throw. We'll go back to this again. Guys like John Elway and Brett Favre made a living out of that. But it's not something you recommend, and very few guys can do it.
Yeah, it's really difficult to throw the opposite side of your body to the opposite side of the field.
The punt, it's a good one. Rolls. It'll go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line of Northern Colorado. 1:40 left in this first half of the Nightmare. Will go back on offense. Again, my thing here is if you're the Nightmare, you've got a 7-point lead. What do you do here?
Stick the nail in the coffin. I say you march down the field. Don't take your foot off the gas. You've got these guys down by 7. How much better to go into halftime being up by 14?
Yep, there's a that's a huge difference being up between 1 score and 2 scores mentally and emotionally if you're a football team going in at halftime.
Even a field goal at this point would be devastating.
It's a 2-score game. You're right. So the defense has answered many times for Metro State. It's their strong suit. Let's see if they can, and who knows, if they could come away with a turnover down here, this game could be changed quickly.
Well, in order for them to get down and get 6 on the board, they're going to have to pick up a lot of yards, and then they're not going to be running the ball a whole lot more than that unless they're just looking to close out the half.
Yep, that's Foxworth, number 30. He goes out to the right side and barely gets half a yard. Metro State's interior line swallows him up. It'll be second down. They're in a little bit of a hurry up. Nope.
Timeout.
Timeout, Metro State's defense. 1:21 left in the first half of play here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. He's Eric Galsford. I'm George Holden. We'll take a quick break at a timeout. Stick with us, though. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media, the CFC, Colorado Football Conference, Semi-Pro Football. Stick with us, folks. We will be right back for the final 1:21 of the first half. Back to action here at Shea Stadium. George Holden and Eric Galsford. 1:21 left in the first half. Eric, you had a point to make about the Metro State defense.
Yeah, I say if you're Metro State at this point, you've got a great secondary. You need to be blitzing the quarterback.
Yep, and the bulldozer, the big number 44 off to the right side for the Nightmare. He churns and picks up a few, and clock will continue to run. It doesn't look like they're in a hurry, though.
No, I don't think that they're trying to score. I think they're just trying to eat clock.
I would say if you're Metro State, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So it's under
a minute to play. If you're going to concede that half. Oh, here we go.
Keeling, he fires over the middle. Pass is way overshot. He put a lot of mustard on that thing. That thing had smoke coming off it. He threw that ball hard. His intended target was big number 13, Jay Baker, 6'4".
Metro State player down at the 38.
Number 38, Metro State.
No, on the 38.
Oh, on the 38. Excuse me. Yep. And we can't see a number right now. We've had some injuries, a few of them this first half already. Week 5 of this football season in semi-pro football. In case this is your first time watching semi-pro football, you know, some people will say, well, what is semi-pro football? And, well, it's, you know, you play high school. A lot of times you play some college, and then you play semi-pro. Or you've got to be you can't be some average guy walking on the street that goes down there and plays. You've got to have some talent and understand the game, the game of football to be effective down here. And let me just make something clear here, too, that some people don't know. These guys are landing on the line and putting their bodies in harm's way. They don't get paid to do this.
No, they do not. This is all heart, and some of these guys are former NFL players. Some of them are trying to get into the NFL, and it's these guys just there's a lot of talent out on the field.
Yep, well said. He's Eric Galsford. I'm George Holden. Glad you could join us. We can't see you, but you can see us right now. Beautiful night here in Highlands Ranch. As we said, week 5. Some other games going on here tonight. We haven't gotten any score updates yet, I should say. When we do, you'll be the first to know. here tonight. UCCS in Colorado Springs, the Mountain Lions at Mountain Lions Stadium. They're hosting the undefeated Denver Sharks. That's the team to beat in this league right now. The Raptors are taking on the Steel City Rage from Pueblo. That's down in Colorado Springs. The Wildfire are playing the Pirates in Lakewood, and the Inglewood Eagles are hosting the Colorado Springs Flames right now. So as we said, any scores or any information that comes along throughout this game and broadcast, we will make sure that you get it. And, the motto for the league, Eric, is for the love of the game. And that's why these guys are doing it. And you look at some of the sizes of some of these players on the roster. Let me give you an example with the Northern Colorado Nightmare. They have an offensive lineman who's 6 foot 340 and a right guard who is 6'4", 395.
Yeah, these guys are NFL size, nearly NFL speed. They play for they're playing for real.
They got some big guys, and the old saying goes in the game of football, you always want to be agile, mobile, and hostile. We've seen some big thumps and big shots already here tonight. 52.6 seconds left in the first half, and it's a touchdown game right now. And on the move, Keeling and company for the Nightmare. He's got a back to each side. Twins receivers to the far side. One split to this near side. And there is Metro State's pointing at the other side. I think it might be false start.
Yep, it is. False start.
So this is playing right now. If this continues, it's playing right into the hands of Metro State.
Well, it's definitely giving them better field position with every penalty and every stop that they get.
It looks like they're going to punt. And, I'm just putting on the old hat where I coached here. I'd say Iacovetta is the kind of guy you might put back there to make a big play back here.
I would.
But, they're not going to go with Iacovetta. They've got a really good returner back there. He's at his 15-yard line. Well, there's a glare. Can't see the jersey number right now, but he is going to a line drive roller. Oh, boy. And he almost coughs it up. Gets knocked out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. So a little over 40 seconds left for Metro State. Here's the thing, if you're Metro State right now, Eric, is don't force a bad play.
Right. Don't force a bad play. And, in a play like that, you're scooping up the ball. You've got to scoop up the ball and not worry about what's coming at you. Secure the ball, then make your decision what you're going to do going upfield.
Yep.
Don't try to go upfield until you get that ball secured.
Yep. Because when you do that and you get hit by somebody coming from about 35 or 40 yards away, the old saying says in your head, it's going telephone, ring, ring, not my house.
Yeah, and lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yep. Or I used to have a coach say, if you make that mistake again, George, you're going to be saying, what's my zip code? So, did you get the plate of that truck that just hit me? So here we go. Having a lot of fun here doing semi-pro football in the state of Colorado, the Centennial State. Eric Galsrin, born and raised in Southern California, and now he's loving Colorado. He still likes the beach, though. We were talking about that in the drive up. He still misses the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot to miss.
Lettner fires, got his receiver.
And out of bounds.
Nice catch. He catches it, Eric. Iacovetta, number 15, 1 foot down, drags the other one. Great control.
Yeah, they need to put like 3 seconds back on that clock. There's a lot of runoff after that play went out.
Jamin Jordan Iacovetta. So we apologize, Jordan. The first couple of games, we thought your name was pronounced differently, and it was important for us to be able to do it right because you're doing it right in the football field. Tell you what, he's a baller. I like this kid. And I'm expected to see more Iacovetta, Eric, and Marshall. That should be the 1-2 punch for Metro State. If they could ride those two in the second half, good things could happen for this offense.
I like what I'm seeing at the top of the field. You got one-on-one coverage. You've got your safety on the near side. I'd be thrown to the left side of the field right now.
Lettner, pressure. And are they going to give it to him?
Well, he caught it, but I don't think he was in bounds.
Nope. The official says no. What a great effort by Metro State. And that was number 41, Michael Maddock. From up here it looks like it, but again, we're not down on the sideline. But what a great, he sold out for that.
It was close. Oh, he definitely sold out for it. That was really close.
30.6 seconds. Metro State, theoretically, and hypothetically has enough time to move the ball into field goal range, Eric.
Well, they do. They have enough to score a touchdown, too. I still think left side, wide open.
It's the wide side. And maybe that's the offense's game plan here is to get everything going to the right and then come back to the left.
And you still got your safety on the right side of the field. You've got the trips on the far side. There it is.
Yep. Makes a move. Shakes him. Still on his feet. He's all the way down to the 28-yard line. Clock stops at 20.7 seconds. Eric Galsrin, what a great point that you made was you kept saying over and over, they haven't worked the far side, they haven't worked the left side, and ta-da, right there. They go to the quick screen, the quick shot on the far side, and the receiver gets one-on-one coverage and makes a play.
I think I'm going to go buy a lotto ticket after the game.
Good luck with that. So, but what a great play call. Great strategy by Metro State. We got a timeout. 20.7 seconds left. Metro State at the 29-yard line of the Nightmare in one big play. They got a chunk of yardage. And they have a golden opportunity here to tie this football game.
Oh, they do, or even get ahead if they can convert on a 2-point.
I think here, this is my opinion, I think if they get the 6, they're going for the extra point. They're going to go into halftime knotted up at 14, and so, hey, guys, guess what? Great drive. We got the football first. And what's great about that is your offense is already confident and they're hot. Yep, they're already hot. So, boy, I miss coaching sometimes. You know what I do this? But you know what? People don't realize there is so much time that's dedicated to being a football coach. It takes up so much of your time. And broadcasting, it does a little bit, but it's so much fun to be up here. And I'll tell you why, one of the big reasons I like broadcasting now. Because whether it's hot or cold, I'm in a booth. I am no longer freezing on the sideline.
Or melting.
Or sweating, yeah. So, you know, it has its advantages. Plus, I get to work with you guys. So here we go. Lettner, 20.7 ticks left on the clock. Screen near side. Yakavetta looking for some help.
Gets it.
And he's out to the 19-yard line. Clock runs 11. They need to hurry up and spike this football now. 7, 5. Oh, my gosh. And he spikes it with 1.2 seconds left. Trying to remember the field goal kicker they had was a decent field goal kicker. Do they go for the field goal attempt or they try to get it in the end zone here?
Go for the end zone.
And what play do you call here if you're an offensive coordinator / chess master? That's a tough one.
You know, he's had a lot of success at rolling out. I say you roll out your quarterback and have him throw a dart down the sideline, back corner end zone.
And I think this is the ex-quarterback coming out of me. I'm looking for that one-on-one matchup for the goal line fade to give my guy the best shot at that jump ball and hopefully throw the bait to the defensive back.
That's a moot point. They're kicking.
Yep. So I thought if they – and the kick is up, and he hits the bar. Oh, my gosh. Hits the left upright. Wow. The kicker for Metro – number 9,
it's
Nicholas Brady. I mean, it looked good at how he hooked it, and if it was 6 inches inside, he clears it.
Yeah.
But he hits the bar, and that's where we stand. We are 1/2 in the books at Shea Stadium, Week 5. Right now, the underdog, Metro State, they're only down by a touchdown. Good news for Metro State University football fans. Coming out in the third quarter, their offense gets the football first. And this game is still very much in doubt. It's anybody's ball game right now.
Anybody's ball game. And I venture to say that they are going to be lights out in the second half.
I would have to say so. Good momentum. Great heart by Metro State. Northern Colorado Nightmare, they're 3-1. Metro State 1-3. But right now, that doesn't matter. That's all out the window. It's a matter of who's going to play a complete second half of football and come out of here with a victory. That's where we stand. It's halftime at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsrin. You're watching and listening to Semi-Pro Football, the Colorado Football Conference in this great state of Colorado on SteveWeedMedia.com. Stick with us, folks. It's halftime. Go get yourself a snack and come back. We got a lot of football ahead. 14:40 remaining at halftime. We'll be back in just a bit. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Once again, I'm George Holden with Eric Gausserin. This is Steve Weed Media, and you're watching semi-pro football in the great state of Colorado. Right now, we got a good one. Getting set to start the third quarter. The Metro State Roadrunners, the home team, only down by 7. They'll get the football first to the 3-1 Northern Colorado Nightmare. Things could change dramatically for Metro State if they could pull out a victory somehow tonight. They'd go 2-2 on the season. And they'd have a very winnable game next week against the Rocky Mountain Wildfire. That's a team that's yet to win a game in the CFC. So they could go on a run here if Metro State could find a way to come out of here with a win. But they have got to play, Eric, a flawless second half.
Absolutely. Ball security, obviously paramount with the start of the second half. And when you get to the 20, you got to come away with points.
Yep. And that field goal attempt was tough.
Yeah, I would have gone for it.
You know, I mean, I'm going to be honest. That kick looked good. He did a great job. He hooked it, and
he had the distance. It just not the aim.
We are underway. Second half action at Shea Stadium. Metro State gets it at the 15. He'll skip up and get over the 25 to the 26-yard line where he gets upended. And Jeff Lettner and company will go back to work on offense for Metro State.
Yeah, that's another example. You sit back in the back waiting for something to happen instead of just shooting up the field. He could have gotten another 2-3 yards out of that and gotten up maybe even close to the 30 had he not just waited in the backfield.
Yep. Recap real quick for the Northern Colorado Nightmare. As I said, they're 3-1 on the season. They start the season May 5th. Big win over the Colorado Springs Flames, 44-18. They then lose 34-13 to the Pirates. The following week, they get blanked by the Raptors out of Colorado Springs, 37-0. Then they had the bye week of Memorial Day. And then last week, they ended up with a big win, 58-6 over UCCS. And then now they're here tonight. So the loss by the Nightmare they had, that was a big loss. So you look at the Raptors for Metro State after the Wildfire next week. They play the Raptors in the Springs. That will not be an easy game. And then they go down to play the Steel City Rage in Pueblo and finish here against the Flames of Colorado Springs. So after next week, it won't get any easier.
No, definitely not any easier for either team going down the stretch.
And Lettner out of the gun. First play of the third quarter. He'll hand off to Marshall. He breaks a tackle, and Marshall's still on his feet to the 35-yard line. And we talked about that number 39. Would we see Eric Marshall, a dose of him in the second half, that come out in the first play and they give the ball to him?
Yeah, it looked like he picked up nearly 8 on the play. Good chunk to start the first. Opens up the playbook. You've got a lot of options at this point. 2 yards for a first down. He did a lot of work on that first down.
Eric Marshall, he hits the hole hard. And you watch the textbook running. His knees are pumping and churning, and he's breaking tackles. He should have had a loss on that play and goes forward and picks up valuable yardage. Second down, out of the shotgun, Lettner, offset eye. Twins receiver to the far side, one to the near side. Movement on the defensive side by the Nightmare. They're bringing it. They're coming from the outside.
No one deep.
Yep, handoff, slip dive through the middle and swallowed up. Good defensive play by the NOCO Nightmare. And one of the first tacklers there was number 17 for the Nightmare.
They smelled run all the way on that play.
Yep, and that's Ryan Frake, 5'10", 170, out of Billings, Montana. I went to Billings for the first time last October, and I remember driving into Montana that morning with my wife and son. We come in just as the sun is coming up, and you're seeing the trees and the mountains, and it was beautiful. Thought about moving there, but Colorado Springs is, I've moved away twice, and I like living in Colorado Springs.
Well, it's rated number 2 places to live
in the country. Yep, that's bragging rights. Denver's third, correct?
I believe so, yeah. Number 1, I want to say, is Austin, Texas.
Quick shot to the far side, and he'll be lassoed up, and a flag on the far side thrown to the 30-yard line by the official. I think that may go on the Nightmare. But Metro State, they have got to make a statement offensively. They scored a touchdown in this game, had a good drive. It was an impressive one. But you need more points, and you need to move the football to get points. And they've got to maybe start really looking at opening holes and running the football, Eric, and establishing that ground and pound so that Lettner's able to do his sprints and boots.
Yeah, they really, really do need to run the ball a lot more than what they have been. Although when you're looking at you've got split receivers and there's no one back on the defense, that right there should have been his sign that, hey, we're not gonna hand off the ball here. We're gonna throw it because my guy breaks the tackle and he's in the end zone.
Yep, 1-on-1.
Yeah, you got to see stuff like that.
And it was. The play was on the Nightmare defense. They'll move it all the way to the 48-yard line. So big break for Metro State offensively. Can they capitalize? We'll see. Lettner out of the gun. Loves to throw the ball on the run. Marshall behind him. Fullback off to his right. And a receiver split to each side.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing near side.
Yep, one-on-one coverage. The toss to Marshall. He's looking to get some outside. He is just... But he gets high step it. He's out to the 48-yard line, and he is into NOCO territory. Good tackle. Forces him, escorts him out of bounds for the NOCO Nightmare. Number 32, Jedediah John. And that's 6'1", 190 out of Colorado Springs. And guess what? It looks like he played his football at Pikes Peak Christian School. Where we're from, Colorado Springs. Last game of the season here at Shea will be the Colorado Springs Flames will come here to take on Metro State. Lettner, crowd's getting into it. Lettner fires near side, pass is caught, and he splits the defenders. That's Yakavetta, jamming Jordan.
And he looks like he picked up a first down.
Smart, intelligent football player. His knee's not even down, and his head is looking to make sure he gets to the sticks. That is football awareness.
Uh-oh.
Big play by Yakavetta for Metro State. Sticks are moved. And Metro State, I think they could feel it, Eric. If they can get the touchdown and extra point here, this will be a different football game.
Oh, it'll be on at that point. And I think that they'll have the Nightmare reeling. And the Nightmare have been doing a great job.
They have. They're a 3-1 football team. They're a pretty good football team. But, again, when you have the records, you throw them out the window once you strap it up and you put on the shoulder pads and the cleats and step down there because anything's possible.
Yeah, and, I got to say, the record is not indicative of how well Metro State actually does play football.
Marshall, he's got room to the 40, cuts back inside, out down to the 28-yard line. Eric Marshall with a big burst and good blocking up front by the Metro State offensive line. And Metro State's offense is off and running.
Yeah, they're coming alive. Great play. The biggest run, I think, of the night so far.
Yep, and we talked about it. It was the importance of getting Eric Marshall, feed him the football, and let him run, and that's what he's doing. He's making plays.
Now would be a great time for a pass near side.
Yep, and the old saying's true with a good back, feed the horse. Keep giving him carry after carry because the great backs get better with more carries.
Well, they get better with more carries because the opponents don't want to fight. They want to tackle them.
Their vision gets better and better and better as the game goes on.
Well, it's not just their vision, but those guys don't want to get hit by that fullback or running back.
No.
They just don't want to get hit.
Nope.
So those plays that you're wrapping up earlier, now you're not wrapping up. Now the running back is bouncing off you and getting extra yards.
So here we go. Lettner out of the gun, offset eye. He's going to hand off to Marshall. Oh, no. He loses it, but gets it back. Dangerous.
Yeah, you got to secure that ball. And he had a lot of daylight ahead of him.
So the offensive line, that's another thing, too, you learn in this game, whether you play or coach, is that with a good back, if the offensive line knows that back is going to fight hard for every yard, they're going to bust their tail to open holes and create opportunities and give him space.
Yeah, it's everybody working together at that point.
Yep, I agree. So here we go.
Help me help you.
Yep, that's why it's all about we, not me, in the game of football. 14-7, NOCO Nightmare lead the Metro State University Roadrunners. 9:09 and ticking here in the third quarter at Shea Stadium. George Holden and Eric Galstrin on Steve Weed Media. Semi-pro football in the Colorado Football Conference. Lettner out of the gun. Marshall behind him. Twins receivers to the far side. And it's going to be a reverse. He's going to make a move, cuts to the 20, all the way down to the 16-yard line. Jamming Jordan Yakavetta with another
First
big
down
play. This kid has another gear.
Yeah, another gear. You think you got him wrapped up. You think you got him boxed in. You think he's not going to get around the corner. He turns on another gear. I tell you, man, he's like a sports car.
Well, he's the kind of guy that he needs space. Once you get him in space, whether he's running or he's got a route and he's got that catch, you get him in space, he's going to make big plays. He's going to make you miss, and that's why he's potent in this offense. And the more times you get him that ball, the better it is for that offense.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it also opens up other guys' opportunities.
And he doesn't make mistakes either.
He doesn't. He has that. He's very intelligent. He understands the game, and he's a playmaker. He's a gamer.
He's got great technical abilities as well.
We talked about the 1-2 punch. I said it before the half. Is Marshall and him? They need to be the 1-2 punch in the second half. So far, that's bode well. Marshall, the deep back behind Lettner. Receiver split to each side, and the fake. Lettner, he'll get away. He's got time. He fires back to the end zone, overshoots his target. Lettner was trying to get around the defense. He does. He sets up and fires it to the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
You know he wants that pass back.
Yep. Sometimes when you're rolling out, you got to go short, intermediate, long, and know where you're at there. But you're looking for that matchup. He's looking for that one-on-one matchup, and he wants to win that. You want to get
and he was looking for pay dirt, and when he had a wide open guy, well, not wide open, but he had a much easier pass around the 10-yard line. He could have picked up, then maybe get the first down that way.
Yep.
So you gotta take what the defense gives you.
Yep. There's a time for need and a time for greed in the game of football, and offensively, you got to be careful. It's a fine line,
and it's all predicated on speed.
Yep. Eric is getting quick with his catchphrases. He's starting to frighten me. Lettner out of the gun. Nope, he'll roll to the right again, and he's going to get swallowed in the backfield and a sack by the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Good defensive play by the Nightmare. Number 47, Jesse Duedes.
He didn't even see him coming.
6 foot 230 out of Greeley, Colorado. And he didn't. That was a blindside shot. He was basically had his ears pinned back, and he was going on a beeline for the quarterback, and he got it. So we'll see. Metro State.
A nice clean play, too. Wrapped him up. He wasn't looking to, knock him off his feet. Wrap him up, get the sack, and move on to the next play.
I would agree. So Lettner and company out of the gun. Twins receiver to the near side, Twins to the far side. Empty backfield.
And still only one back.
Yep. Screen, far side. He cuts up inside. It's complete. And still on his feet. And a flag. That's going to be a face mask call near the 15-yard line. Man.
And they had him stopped. It was another field goal opportunity. Missed one early in the game, and now you get a penalty.
The NOCO Nightmare have just gift-wrapped that penalty right there. Not only does he get the catch and get yards out of it, he gets a penalty out of it. And they are knocking on the door. Clock stops at 6:29 at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. We got a good one here in the CFC. Big game for Metro State, because if they can pull out a win tonight, they're right back in business.
Yeah, 2-3. You go in the next week. You know, if you're the coach, you're looking at, hey, I can put a W here. This is a game we should win.
Yep.
So they could easily come out of, if they come out tonight with a win, they could easily be 4-4 on the season.
Yep. So here we go. The ball is at the, I want to say the 9-yard line here at Shea Stadium, and Metro State, they can smell the goal line down here, but they've got to execute. Twins receivers to each side. One back stands behind the quarterback, Lettner. It's been a good drive. Can they capitalize? The snap, Lettner drops back. Here comes a heavy bull rush. Fires, And that's a dirt ball on the near side flat. That was great pressure by the Nightmare defense.
Yeah, great awareness by the quarterback. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't try to force a throw, get rid of the ball, live to play another down.
Yep. The Nightmare, they've got some big guys. Couple of 320 and 340, 360. They got some big bodies on that football team.
Oh, they do. And as the game goes on, that's going to take its toll on the Metro State's offensive line.
Yep. In case you're just joining us, the Colorado Football Conference consists of 10 teams. It's one conference, 9 games. Everybody plays everybody. The top 6 make the playoffs. So basically, it's real simple. The math is simple. If you're on any team, win.
Yeah.
That's, win every week.
Isn't that with any team in any sport?
Yeah, well, you don't want to get into that mathematical equations. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, if they lose and we win,
then we're in.
You want to be in charge of your own fate.
Yeah, always better to be in charge of your own destiny.
Marshall behind Lettner. He'll hand off to Marshall. Marshall puts his shoulder down. He's inside the 5. He gets pushed back.
Down to the 4-yard line.
But Marshall, he's long and lanky, but runs hard. And the first point of contact, it's almost like he bounces back and then goes back forward.
Yeah.
He's just a tough kid. And, he's right. Filling in tonight for Coach Cobb. Coach Nelson said before the game, watch this guy, Eric Marshall, number 39. He was right. They got something special in this kid.
Oh, absolutely. He's doing a phenomenal job tonight.
Yep. And there's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 5:23 remaining in the third quarter at Shea Stadium. The CFC, Metro State, they are knocking at the door and threatening, down by 7. They're down 14-7 to the Northern Colorado Nightmare. He's Eric Gausser. I'm George Holden. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media and the Colorado Football Conference at Highlands Ranch. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Here we go. Welcome back to Shea Stadium. Metro State on the verge of tying this football game. Lettner out of the shotgun. He's got time. Rolls, sets, fires in the far side flat, and he is tackled inside the 2-yard line. Fires a dart, and it's reeled in nicely by his receiver on the near side. And that is number 41 for Metro State. That's Michael Maddock. Tell you what, Lettner gets close to the goal line. He's making good, quick, crisp throws. He needs to continue to do that.
Yeah, they at this point, I'd like to see them give it to their big man, let him run it in.
Yep.
He's earned it.
He has, and I think he's the kind of guy that he gets close here, he can smell the goal line, he smells blood in the water, and he's going to find a way to get it. We'll see.
Yeah, run the spread, run it in.
Yep, and it's Eric Marshall.
Bounce it out to the left side. You got a lot of green over there.
Let's see what happens here.
And their safeties on the right side. That's all day long.
The officials blow the whistle.
Timeout, maybe? Yep.
Timeout, Northern Colorado Nightmare, 4:24. In case you're just joining us again, the Colorado Football Conference, they've been in existence since 1987. The Metro State Roadrunners were in this league way back when. They've won one championship. That was back in 1988, so that's 30 years ago that they won a championship. They'd love nothing better than on the 30th anniversary to win another one, but it starts tonight if you're going to do that. And the CFC, tell you a little bit about them. The league officers, marketing chairman is Lance Peltier, official supervisor Sean Burrow, secretary is Stephanie Rowland, Treasurer Stephanie Rowland, Assistant Commissioner Stephen Crosby, and the Commissioner of the CFC, the Colorado Football Conference, is Eric Chacon. I'll tell you, this league, they basically call it for their motto is for the love of the game. And you look at how these guys play down here.
And it is evident.
That's what they're doing. They're playing for the love. I played this league years ago, and I'm telling you, it's not for the faint of heart. You've got to be a ball player, and you've got to be somebody that likes contact. Because you got a couple guys down there that are 325, 340. You better like contact.
Or if you don't like it, you better be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a short stay. So here we go. Big decision down here for the offense of Metro State. Lettner out of the gun, barks the signals. He hands off to Marshall. And Marshall and the officials have yet
turnover?
Are you kidding me? I believe that was a fumble. Down by the goal line, Marshall.
Oh, at the goal line.
That's a dagger to the heart for Metro State. All that effort to get down there inside the one. Marshall takes it. He's been
flawless up until this point.
He's been tough to deal with tonight and coughs it up. So the only good news for this for Metro State is now NOCO's got to go 99 yards.
Yeah.
So they actually have to earn it. You got to find positives wherever you can when you make any bad decision or bad choice like that. But however, right now, Metro State's defense has played well all season long. So tell you what, Metro State's offense, that was a good-looking drive, and that's something to build on.
It is. But, again, you've got to come away with points.
Yep. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you don't. So it remains 14-7 with 4:16 left in the third. And he drives out, gets to about the 5-yard line.
Now they've got some breathing room.
Yep. The Nightmare, they want to get room to move and kind of clear the way a little bit.
That was their opportunity for a safety.
Boy, out to the 5. Metro State's defense would love nothing more than to come away with a turnover down here. But I'll tell you what, Eric Marshall, I said this now, the rest of this second half, he is going to come up with some big plays to make up for that turnover.
Oh, he is.
He's going to be harder on himself than anybody else will be.
Oh yeah, there's no one that can say anything bad about him that he's not already. But he's got to have a short memory.
Yep.
Beat yourself up right now. When you get on that field, it needs to be out of your head.
Yep. We used to call it BTW, back to work. Shotgun, fires, near side, makes a move. He pulled down at the 10-yard line. He's just enough for the first down for the Nightmare. And that is number 10 for the Nightmare.
You know, it didn't look like he got a lot done there, but he did.
Correction, that was number 3. That's Anthony Rankin out of Lakewood, Colorado with that catch. Made a good move, leaned forward. It was enough to move the sticks. Under 3 minutes to play in a rapidly moving third quarter. Shotgun, snap, handoff. And he'll get a couple, and that's it. Good pursuit. And they clamp down on it, the Metro State Roadrunner defense. And they'd like to get two big stops in the next couple downs and get the – and then
they'd love nothing more than a turnover at this point.
Right. Here's the thing, though. If they could get these next 2 downs, they find a way to stuff it, they've got great field position.
Oh, absolutely.
So that could change things. But this quarter has gone by quickly.
Yeah.
It flew right by. Barking the signals. Matt Keeling, the quarterback, number 19, back to his left, and another whistle.
False start? Offsides? What do we got?
False start. They'll back him up. Great.
Oh, even better.
Good break for Metro State.
Even better.
Metro State is just hanging around. They're hanging around. It's going to be, to me, it'll be 1 to 2 big plays by Metro State in this second half that they could put this football game away.
And they're going to need to do it too. All right, so you're backed up. 2nd and 14, or your quarterback, or what are you doing?
Well, he's going to look for a quick shot, go hopefully over the middle. He can get a little bit of room. He's going to fire long, and the catch is made, and Nick gets the first down. Keeling with a big-time throw on the far side to his receiver. He stepped up in the pocket on the run and let that thing fly. He's a good quarterback, makes good decisions. It hits his receiver on the far side, breaks a tackle. That's what did it. He broke the tackle, spun forward, and was able to pick up another first down. That was number 10, Anthony Casper, out of Mesa Community College.
All right, Metro State, your defense now, what are you doing?
You got to get pressure, but you also want to make, if you're going to get pressure the right way, and a good tackle from the outside to the inside by Metro State. Takes Keeling down. If you're Metro State, that's how you beat, to me, you beat the Nightmare is get after Keeling and you put him on the ground. That's really because when he starts moving around, he's a confident passer when he starts moving around back there. The whole field opens for him as he steps up inside and creates spaces for his guys to make plays.
Yeah, the one thing he is good at is prolonging the play, just like our quarterback. Honestly, you got to get those linemen in there, got to get after that quarterback, let your secondary do their thing.
Yep.
And, if he's on the run, there's a...
Keeling! Keeling got hit. Keeling got hit just as that ball was being released and threw it off target.
Yeah. A little bit high, almost picked off.
If the Metro State Roadrunner defense can come away with a big turnover here, that can turn this whole game.
Yeah, or even a stop.
Yep. But you got, like you said, on third down, you know he's going to drop back and pass. You got to find a way to push him inside and make him go back up inside because he likes getting to the outside of the edges to throw.
He does. He likes rolling out.
So force him inside in traffic, get hands and paws up there where he can't see.
Yeah, he's really good, just like Lettner, rolling out on the passes. You definitely want to keep him contained.
Lettner. Oh, Keeling. He's pressured and he goes down. Metro State's defense with a huge sack. And their ears were burning. They knew they had to get to him. And they got him. Bury him in the backfield.
Yeah, that play was a little bit too long to develop. Now they're kicking.
And you know what? Yep. So great job by the defense. And I think this is going to be the end of the third quarter. Metro State's defense comes up big.
A huge stop. Now, play clean. No offsides. No jumping.
Yep. You
come out with decent field position. They should be able to come away with this somewhere after the kick, somewhere around the 45, 50-yard line with the return.
Yep.
They should be in great field position, start the fourth quarter, and let's get this game tied up.
I would agree. We'll take a quick timeout. We are 3 down and 1 to go. Still in doubt. The Nightmare of Northern Colorado lead by a narrow margin, 14-7 over Metro State. He's Eric Galster, and I'm George Holden. This is Steve Weed Media and the CFC, Colorado Football Conference at Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back for fourth quarter action. Back to Shea Stadium, getting ready to start with the first play of the fourth and final quarter here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. We've had a competitive, exciting football game here tonight. And punting the NOCO Nightmare, and he is going to set up. He gets a wobbler. And tell you what, Metro State couldn't ask for anything better. They've got great field position.
Yeah, somewhere 45, 46-yard line.
Yep, so they have plenty to work with here. They've got weapons.
Oh, no. Wow, yeah.
So it'll be in Nightmare territory to start on this drive. So couldn't ask for anything better. The table's been set. They got to get to the main course here. Lettner, the quarterback, he's played pretty well tonight.
He
threw an interception. Keeling for the Nightmare threw an interception. That's tonight. They've been dead even on the turnovers. My prediction is if one of these teams turns the football over in the fourth quarter, that would probably do it. This game's too close right now. So a turnover would decide this football game.
Yeah, I mean, and looking at the scoreboard now, you've got the missed field goal earlier by Metro State. That would have been 10 to 14.
Yep.
And then this last drive, fumbling on the 1 yard line, that should have been a touchdown. You're looking at 17-14. You're ahead. A lot of points left on the field for Metro State.
Yep. Letner, they got to get back to work. Fires. He's got his receiver. Michael Maddock to the 35-yard line. Pitch
First
and
down.
catch. Executed to perfection with a lot of confidence by Metro State. They're on the move.
They smell blood.
Yep. And look for Eric Marshall, number 39, to be able to get some redemption for that fumble on the goal line.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, in the next 2-3 plays, if he gets the ball, that he's going to take it to the house.
He seems like the kind of guy, like you said, he is just going to browbeat himself and say, Coach, give me the ball. So he's behind his quarterback, Letner. Twins receivers at the near side, stacked receivers to the far side. Handoff, Marshall through the middle, and he put two hands over that ball, and he's still driving over the 30 to the 29-yard line. That
Almost broke that tackle, too.
That's a hungry ball carrier. And his eyes lit up like he hit the jackpot. He thought he was going to break it.
He almost did.
Yep. So, boy, there's nothing better as a quarterback when your back is better than you know than what he just did, and he's looking at you in the huddle like, just call my number. Give me the ball. So, and they call that ride the horse. So, this offensive line for Metro State, if you ask them, they'd probably want to get downhill and run block.
Oh, absolutely. And they're doing a pretty good job against the defensive line.
A bigger line.
Yeah, much bigger. There's a lot of heart out there for Metro State tonight.
Letner, Marshall behind him. Nope. He'll pitch it. Nope. And the end around. And Yakavetta, he gets wrapped up and lassoed at the 31-yard line. So good play call, but Eric, it fooled me for a second, but you got a lot of field to work with, but you've got to be able to hit it now. It can't be too much of a delay.
Too long to develop.
It's got to be one of those plays where you call it, and by the time on the defense you realize what happened, it's too late.
Yeah, because had that play developed faster than it did, he would have been around the corner, and he would have had another 5-6 yards and a first down as opposed to a loss of 1.
Yep, and I think if you're Metro State offensively, you find a way to get the ball to Eric Marshall and just keep feeding him. That opens up everything else offensively. We'll see. Letner out of the gun. Twins receivers to the near side and to the far side. Marshall stands right behind him about 2 yards deep.
I like the far side right now.
Yep. Barks out the signals. Gets the snap. Time. Fires. And nobody there. Miscommunication in the near side flat. Threw that one away. And the defense was all over it.
Yeah, good thing no one was in the area.
The one thing that we haven't seen Metro State run but one time tonight is when they ran in the first couple games, the option. They did run the option pretty well the first couple of weeks. We've really only seen it once tonight. That might be something they could change up to keep the defense on their heels. So 12-21 remaining in this football game. A lot at stake in the CFC because now you're at week 5 and no more room for errors and losses. You got to win.
Yeah, a third down right now, right?
I believe so. 14-7. Letner with motion with Maddock. And jumping off sides on the far side. Metro State. That's a killer.
Yeah.
5 yards, it goes back the other way, and that changes your play call.
Yeah, now instead of a short out or short in, crossing, now you've got 10 yards you need to go to pick up your first down instead of 5. Oh, yeah, that closes up the playbook a lot. And now they know it's pass.
Yep. Here's the good thing. There's 3 guys for this Roadrunner football team that run really good routes and have good hands. They could spread the field here and get their guys into open field and space and make plays. We'll see how this plays out. Letner out of the gun.
If they've got the time, I'd like to see a crossing pattern right now.
Man coverage on the near side. Another receiver split to the far side. Letner, the snap. He steps up inside, and he's going to get swallowed up. Good defense by the Nightmare. Letner slow to get up. He's down on a right knee. Very slow to get up.
And we've got a flag on the field.
He took a shot down there.
This could be a roughing the passer.
If it is, it's huge. Looks.
Oh, nope. Here we go. I think it might be against Metro.
Yep. Grounding on Lettner. Tough call. As he walks gingerly over to the sideline. What a tough break for Metro State. Again, we go back to it when they fumble at the 1 yard line. That was a game changer so far. That's been a game changer.
Yeah. Again, there's 10 points that are
left on the table.
Yep.
Missed field goal. Missed
Whole
opportunity.
different football game at that point. I mean, you'd be up at this point.
Correct.
Defense doing a stellar job again.
Turnover on downs, 39-yard line. Matt Keeling and company, a back behind him. One receiver to the near side, twins to the far side. Offset. And he's going to fake the handoff and follow his back through the middle. He'll pick up a few.
Yeah, it looks about 4 yards.
Yep, puts his shoulder down, takes a lick. Second down, Nightmare. He's a decent-sized quarterback, 5'10", 230.
Yep, good size. Good mobility.
Yep. And when he likes to throw on the run, and he's got a strong arm.
And he's accurate.
Yep. Metro State defensively knows they got to pin
That's always a plus when you're a quarterback.
It is. And Metro State defensively, they have a good defense, but time's a factor now. They got to get after him. Shotgun again. He's been there most of the night. Steps back, screen, far side, drops it. Good defense by the Roadrunners.
Footsteps.
Yep. The ball was catchable, and bobbled it.
Yeah, he's worried about that defensive guy running at him. All he had to do is catch it and sidestep, and he would have had daylight.
We used to have a coach that he used to preach when you'd catch the ball. He used to call it pluck, tuck, and go. If you don't have control of the ball, he said, you're going to get lit.
Or you're going to turn it over, one of the two.
Correct, and then you won't have the ball thrown your way a lot. That's usually what happens. Here we go. Nightmare.
Third down, right?
I believe so. We're checking the scoreboard and had some difficulty with it tonight, so we're Keeling back, sets his feet. He's going to go long down the middle of the field. Got a wide open receiver.
Drops
the
it.
ball. And great defense by the secondary of Metro State. They were Johnny on the spot, and he knocks it out. That was a beautifully thrown football.
Beautifully thrown.
And that's what you call a DB being in your hip pocket and robbed you. Just knocked it right out of there.
Great stop by Metro State.
The offense has got to bounce back and get a score. This defense has been stellar all season.
Mm-hmm. They have. They've been doing a great job tonight, and pretty much every game. The defense has kept Metro State in every single game.
I would agree. That's why. Well, you got to look at the other factor in games like this. People always talk about offense and defense. Football's played in 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams.
Yep.
So you got to make plays. The punt.
Good kick.
Yep. Wobbler.
Oh.
And a flag.
For contact.
2 flags. Yep. He came running up and then got away from it. Flag at the 30 and flag at the 27. So, nice. It's a beautiful evening here in Highlands Ranch. After that sun finally went down, I'll tell you, it was hot today.
Well, let's see what they're going to call on this. I have no idea what they're going to call.
This is a coin toss right here. I'm thinking it's going against the Nightmare. Yep. Interference. You were right. That's a big one. And Metro State's going to benefit from this.
A lot.
Here's the question, though. You've got 7 points on the board. You've shown sparks. You've shown that you can drive and move the football, but you got to hit pay dirt.
I mean, you look at the yardage, you look at the plays. They're executing everywhere except for the red zone.
Yep.
They're
their own worst enemy in the red zone.
Let's see if they can capitalize now. It's now or never at this point.
And like you said earlier, they should be winning this football game.
Yeah, it should be 17-14.
17-14, I agree. Out of the shotgun, Lettner. Bunch. They've got Bunch and Trips on the far side. Lettner hands off to Marshall through the middle. Marshall moves over the 40 and gets down to the 37. He's jumping up and down. He knows that he was a tackle away from taking it to the house.
Oh, that was close. Let's maintain composure. We don't want to have any type of penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct. That was a beautiful play, though.
And I'll tell you what, as an ex-coach, watching the way this guy's running, I'd come back to him right away again. I'd give him the ball again.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna tire out that defense. There's a lot of time left in it. Keep it on the ground as much as you can, unless you have to throw it at this point.
Yep.
And let him do his thing.
Yeah. If you're Metro State, put your foot on the gas and don't let up.
No, do not let up.
Bunch again to the far side. One receiver manned up on the near side.
I like near side.
Yep. Marshall fires screen far side, looking for a block. He might get a couple out of that, maybe a yard. Knocked out of bounds, far side. And it'll be second down. Clock stops at 10-11.
They're setting them up again. Right. Now it's time to come left.
Yep. And look for Iacovetta to make a big play down here somewhere. I really like that kid. He's fun to watch. Ditto. He is. He is tough as nails. Here we go. And if you're Lettner,
high football IQ, that kid.
Manage the game and make sure throws. Same formation. Again. Lettner pumps, fires, got his target! Breaks the tackle. He's over the 20 down to the 18-yard line. And Lettner fires a strike. Pitch and catch near side.
Beautiful pass.
Laser. Yep. You couldn't ask for anything better. That ball had smoke coming off it.
Yep. Might have to change that thing out.
Oh, Eric Galstra, I've created a monster. It's my own fault. 9-14 and counting. I blame myself.
You should.
I do. That's just how I am. It's called accountability, and I'm taking it. So, here we go. Lettner out of the shotgun. Bunch, I said trips to the near side. One receiver split to the far side this time.
He's going right.
Lettner, hands off. Marshall breaks the tackle, spins, still on his feet, driving forward. He should have lost yardage on that, and he breaks 3 tackles.
Yeah, but man, am I nervous with the way he was flailing his arm out with the ball loose. He needs to tuck that ball.
Yep,
it was
hands.
Out there. Yeah, he needs that. Wow.
He's got that long stride, too.
Yeah, it's almost like he's, about to do a skyhook with the football.
Look, when he gets open field, it's not like he's running. He gallops.
Yeah.
He starts galloping. And he's the way he's running, it's frustrating because he knows he's a tackle away from a score.
Yeah.
That's tough. He knows he's only a tackle away. So Lettner, you have twins to both sides. 39 stands behind Lettner. He wants more. They're threatening. Under 8 minutes, fourth quarter. Lettner fires up top, and he gets the catch. He threw into double coverage. Fires a laser beam inside the 10. First down. Lettner's hot. Yep, that should be first and goal.
Yep, first and goal. Let's see what they do. I run that ball.
I'm with you. Yep.
And they've had a lot of success running it to the left. I say we run to the right.
And I say with the game's on the line, feed it to 39. That's what I say. Give him the ball. He wants to make up for that fumble at the goal line.
Oh, he does. He definitely wants to make amends.
Yep. Coach, give me the ball.
Yep.
We'll see.
They've been pushing right or pushing left all game with the run. pushing right all game with the pass. Let's
Letner
mix
hands
it up.
off to Marshall. Marshall to the 10, 5, touchdown! Eric Marshall into the end zone. Folks, we got a new football game. Wow, 7:03. Still a lot of football to play, but that was the threshold they needed to fight. They had to fight back from. They fumble inside the 1. Yep, and he's being carried. Is that Marshall?
Oh no.
That's not good. That is not good. And they're holding the left leg, and he's moving the right leg. That's not good.
No.
What a run by Eric Marshall, and what a way to bounce back from the fumble at the goal line earlier. They give him the ball several times here. He powers his way into the end zone, and then
comes up injured. That is just
that's a heartbreaker. Hopefully he's okay.
You know what? Let's hope for cramps.
Yep.
You can work those out in between, a couple plays while the defense does its thing. Let's hope that he just cramped up with the heat, dehydration.
Yep.
Let's hope that's what that is.
And the training staff will work on him on the bench. We'll keep an eye on that. Extra point. This is critical.
And it looks like it's
and
good.
It is through and true, and we are knotted at 14 apiece at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. And guess what? The 1-3 Metro State Roadrunners, they tied it up with the 3-1 Nightmare. We got ourselves a dogfight at Shea Stadium. George Holt and Eric Galstrid, you're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media in Colorado, the CFC. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back.
And just think, this.
Back to action here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holt and Eric Galstrid. Steve Weed Media bringing you semi-pro football, and a good one at that. Game has just been tied at 14-all. Metro State kicks off. Ball to the 30-yard line. It skips around, and the returner will pick it up, and he'll be swallowed up at the 30-yard line, forced out of bounds. And what an answer by Metro State, Eric. They missed the field goal before the first half ends. The heartbreaker with the touchdown at the goal line, they fumble by Eric Marshall, and then they storm back on a drive, and Eric Marshall plows his way into the end zone only to injure his leg. And he was sitting on he's still sitting on the bench with the trainers. This kid he's fun to watch.
He is.
He's the deaf one. They can't talk to him because he got nobody to do
And good point, our owner, operator, Steve Weed, Eric Marshall is deaf. So this is a guy that they've got to use hand signals. They got to read lips, that kind of stuff. What a player. I mean, what a player. So, again, we hope he's okay.
All right, let's see.
Keeling, hands off to Foxworth. He gets thumped.
Nothing.
The 31-yard line.
Maybe a yard?
Maybe. And that looks like number 49 for Metro State. Joseph Joyner lays a lick down there.
And Metro State's defense is hungry. They're playing lights out. If they get a stop here, they turn out with great field position, and then it's off to the races again. Honestly, Metro State at this point could easily close out this game with a win.
Here's my concern. I agree with you, but with 39 out of the game now, we don't know if he's coming back. You've got to put somebody in that can run, that can carry the load now. My actual question is, who is that? Because if not, you're going to be looking to throw the football. Keeling, pumps, nope, changes his mind, fires far side, got a receiver, overshoots him. at the 49, and
flag.
the late
That was
hit.
a terrible hit.
He was already down.
That was terrible.
That's ill-advised. That's number 17, Ethan Vasquez. There was no need
and
for that.
he knows. You see
He
him
knows.
he hit himself up against the helmet. He's like, he immediately knew, why did I do that?
Sometimes guys on defense, I used to talk to guys and play with a lot of guys on defense, and I asked a friend of mine one time, I said, why would you guys do that? He goes, man, I don't want to run around 20, 25 yards and waste a play. I'm going to hit somebody. And that's exactly what he said. And I guess if you're in their shoes, it makes sense sometimes, but that's not the rules. You know, he's already down.
Out of bounds.
We got
essentially.
that's the thing. You're out of bounds, and there's 2 flags. Players are taking a knee for Metro State on the near side. And again, they are still attending to Eric Marshall on the bench. He's talking. He looks like he's trying to communicate with the staff. As a training staff, that'd be a little tough if the guy that's injured is deaf. It's hard to. He's got a point. Ask him, how's this? Does this hurt? You've got to watch his facial expressions, right, to see what he's going to wince, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's got to be difficult as a trainer and for him.
And there's a player
down. Yeah, I think it's our player that got knocked out, maybe, or is there another person that's injured?
We've got a player down on the Metro sideline, and all the players are down on a knee. The trainers are tending to 2 players at once right now that are injured. Folks, we got 6:12 left of the football game. We are tied at 14-all. We're going to take an injury timeout. Eric Galsred, I'm George Holden. You're watching and listening to Steve Weed Media. This is the CFC, the Colorado Football Conference, at Shea Stadium. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Semi-pro football in the CFC. We've had a good one tonight. Metro State, the Roadrunners, the home team, they tied it just a little bit ago. It's 14-14. Unfortunately, we had a late hit out of bounds by Metro State on a receiver. Can't get the number up here, but they've been concerned about him for a little while. And we hear sirens in the distance. So we're assuming it's probably the EMTs. They haven't moved him. The trainers, it's on the Metro State sideline. And before that, Eric Marshall, number 39, he ran into the end zone for Metro State, and it looks like he injured his leg. So chances of him coming back look like slim to none. So 2 big injuries within 2 plays. 2 guys got hurt. And football it's a violent sport. This can happen. So our hopes and prayers are with both players that they're going to be okay. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsrin. Again, waiting for the EMTs here at Shea Stadium. This is still 6-12 remaining in this football game. A lot on the line. We'll take another quick break. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He's Eric Galsford. I'm George Holden. This is the CFC, the Colorado Football Conference. We had an injury timeout. The local fire department here in Highlands Ranch showed up. An injured player, Casper, number 10, took a wicked shot. He was out of bounds, late hit, and he gets up and he's walking back to the far sideline. So the fire department or the EMTs won't have to take him. That's good news. And that's why they've stressed so much, Eric, at the Pee Wee, the Pop Warner, the Park and Rec, middle school, all the way up to the pros, the importance of late hits. If you're exposed, you don't hit a guy that's exposed underneath the chin, that kind of stuff. And he took a good lick there, and there was
unnecessarily.
You're right. There was no need for it. And we're going to resume play. A lot on the line in the CFC. This is a tie football game. I don't think a lot of people that watch this league would have thought that this game would be tied up, 6:12 left to go this far in. And another note, number 39, the big bruiser, the running back, Eric Marshall, that scored the touchdown to tie the game for Metro State. He injured himself. He's out. So,
yep, still on the bench.
Yep, two players within 2 plays both took pretty big shots, and they're both out. So we'll see how this thing finishes down the line. Keeling, the quarterback, one back behind him, Foxworth. Trips receivers is a high snap, and he gets wrapped up, and it's a good tackle by Metro State.
No gain.
No gain, yep. That's number 49 for Metro State, Joseph Joyner. He's had a good night, solid night for Metro State.
Yeah, had that ball not been hiked nearly so high over his head, he barely got that. The timing might have been better for him to actually get a couple yards on that play.
Yep. Colorado Football Conference, as we said, 10 teams. The Inglewood Eagles, the NOCO Nightmare, Metro Roadrunners, Denver Sharks, Rocky Mountain Wildfire, Steel City Rage, Colorado Springs Flames, Denver Pirates, Colorado Raptors, and the UCCS Mountain Lions play in this conference.
And 2 of them are collegiate schools.
Yep. Keeling, got time. He's going to be flushed to the near side. Nowhere to go, and he'll be hit and pulled down. And a flag comes flying in. I don't know if they're going to get a face mask or what they're going to get here.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Number 10.
I don't know what the ref saw there.
Brandon Halpern.
I didn't see a foul on that.
I didn't either. Brandon Halpern, number 10 for Metro State, was talking to Keeling, the quarterback of the Nightmare. And it's a face mask. Oh, my gosh. There was the late hit, now a face mask. Metro State's defense, they're frustrated, but they have got to play smart football down the stretch.
Yeah, that's 20. Wow.
They are just adding insult to injury right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't keep doing that.
5 minutes left in the game. You just gave up 15 yards. That is.
The last game that they lost last week, they lost 18-7. Again, a winnable football game. They're tied right now with under 5 minutes. They can win this football game, but not with plays like that.
No, absolutely not. You've got to play clean football at this point.
And here comes Keeling.
And get a stop.
To tie a shoe. It's now into Metro State territory, inside the 40. And it's Twins receivers near side, one split by himself to the far side. Keeling, he'll drop, got time. And he's pressured. He's going to step up inside the pocket. He's got running room. He'll get a first down and more. And he's out of bounds at the 25 on the far side.
14 on that play.
This is really tough for Metro State. The 2 big penalties have put the Nightmare in this position. And the sticks move again. If they get a touchdown here.
It's culminating into a nightmare for Metro State right now.
Well, yeah. They had the fumble. To recap, earlier in the third quarter at the goal line, they fumble. They get it back, but then they miss a field goal that hits the upright right before halftime. That's 10 points. As Eric said earlier, they left on the table. So the result is we're tied.
Yeah. Should be a 24-14 game right now, but that's why
Keeling hands off to Foxworth. He finds a little bit of daylight, but then he gets swallowed up quickly at the 25-yard line.
4 on the play. Not bad.
You know, I hate to say it, but right now, Metro State, if they can hold the Nightmare to a field goal, they can get down and get a touchdown, they can ice this football game. But time continues to crawl.
Yeah.
Now, as we say that, it stops at 3:41. Officials timeout on the field. Another injured player. So this is all these games. They've been physical.
Really physical. I'd say the most that we've seen thus far from that we've broadcast for, definitely the Pirates.
Yes.
That was just...
That game was out of control.
Yeah.
It ends up 15-7 score, but I don't know how many penalties. They were a lot.
Yeah, talk about sandlot football.
Yep, and Foxworth tries to string it out, but he gets not a lot of room there near side. Good defense. Halprin for...
Barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Metro and number 25, Bross Lee, come up to make the stop for the Roadrunners. So Metro State, it's under 3 minutes now. And the Nightmare, they're just content to milk clock here.
Well, the field goal at this point, I mean, they're on the cusp of field goal range. Not sure the range of their kicker. But, I mean, if they get another 5-6 yards, they're well within reach. Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, Metro State has outplayed this team tonight.
Oh, absolutely. But they've also penalized themselves, too.
And the pass was tipped. Great defensive play by Metro State. He jumps up, puts his paws in the air, knocks it away. And
great heads-up play.
If he doesn't do that, Foxworth is
He's
in
rolling
the flat
out
by himself.
Yeah.
So
break one tackle and you're staring at 6.
Yep. So 2:28. Tell you what, I have a feeling, and I'm going to voice it. I have a feeling at 2:28, these teams have struggled to score points.
We're going to OT.
We might go to overtime. It may happen. We'll see. Metro can come up with a big play on defense, or if the offense can get a drive together, they could finish this football game with a huge victory in the CFC. But
crowd getting into it, both sides.
Yep. Keeling, Twins receivers to both sides. Foxworth behind him.
Oh, going to the air.
Yep. He's going to try to throw it, and he'll be. Oh, they had him. They had him. He fires and completes the pass at the 10-yard line on the near side.
Wow.
And Metro State is kicking themselves. They had him.
Oh, dead to rights. All they had to do is hold that wrap, not let him spin out of it.
And so the clock will roll. 2:14, 2:13. Right in the hands of the Nightmare because, as you said, Eric, they could milk this thing down, kick a field goal, and go home with a win.
And they still have the opportunity for a first down to eat more clock, too.
Yep. So if you're Metro State, 2-minute warning at Shea Stadium. Boy, folks, this is a nail-biter in Highlands Ranch. 14-all, threatening at the 10-yard line, the Nightmare, but the Metro State defense has found a way to make big plays all night. They need them now more than ever. We will take a quick break. Eric Galsrud, I'm George Holden. This is Steve Weed Media in Colorado, and this is the CFC at Highlands Ranch. Stick with us, folks. We'll bring you the last 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Shea Stadium. The 2-minute warning. Right now, we're tied. This has been a very exciting football game, a dogfight most of the night. 14-all. The Nightmare at the 10-yard line. They are knocking at the door and threatening right here. Keeling out of the gun. He'll hand off. Foxworth through the middle, still on his feet, and the ball is free. Did he cross the goal line? Wow! And a huge defensive play by Metro State.
Wow.
A similar play happened to them earlier
in the game.
And it goes in for the goal line, Foxworth, and coughs it up. The ball was stripped.
Yes, it was.
And you talk about
heads-up defensive play.
So far in this season, the play of the season for Metro State right there at the goal line. That could have been the icing on the cake for the Nightmare, and they cough it up.
And now Metro State's got the opportunity, march down the field, kick a field goal, c'est la vie.
Wow. You know what I call that? I call that for Metro State poetic justice, because they cough it up earlier, and then they, and now just a 180, it goes the other way, and it looked like it was going to be a Nightmare win, and the Nightmare cough it up, and now Metro State has the ball at the 20-yard line. Are you kidding me? This has been a thriller. It really has. This has been the most entertaining football game this season we've done.
Absolutely.
And if Metro State pulls this win out, they are back. They're in the driver's seat to make their own decisions here in this conference. Lettner, out of the gun. He'll roll far side. Tries to clear. Fires. It's going to be too far out of bounds. 148. Metro State cannot afford to give the ball back to the Nightmare.
No, they cannot. Great heads-up play. Throw it out of bounds. Live to play another play.
Let's see here. Lettner, he's got to make good throws. And right now, here's the big thing. We talked about it. Number 39, Eric Marshall's out. So who's in the backfield for Metro State? Who can you feed the football to right now?
Whoever it is needs to step up.
Yep, it's number 17 in the backfield who had the late hit on the sideline. He's in the game now for Metro in the running back spot. That's Ethan Vasquez.
Yep.
148. Second down, Metro State. And 10. There it is. Fires over the middle, and the pass was in the hands of his intended receiver at the 30.
Got to catch those. So that was a first down.
Yep. And the defensive back for the Nightmare comes up and breaks up. The defensive back play has been huge for both teams in this football game. The pass was right on target, and he knocks it away. Roughing the passer on the NOCO Nightmare.
Wow.
So the penalty swing the other way.
Yes, a huge, huge break for Metro. 15-yard penalty. Now you're looking at 1:43 left in the game. Plenty of time. Now these guys, the Nightmare, are going to go into prevent, which, you know what I always say, prevents you from winning.
Tell us how you really feel about that defense. Kirk Shaw was the defensive back that broke the play up, but it was a late hit. Roughing the passer.
Yeah, late hit on the quarterback.
So the ball at the 35-yard line. First down, Lettner. Empty
And
backfield.
like
fires.
offsides.
Screen to the far side. The ball is free, and it's picked up by the Nightmare at the 50-yard line. Are you kidding me?
He was down.
And our camera producer extraordinaire said he was down. I think he might have a point. It looked like he was. I wonder if Metro says the same thing. They're saying he was down. And the officials are talking. This is huge.
Yeah, I think
this is huge.
I think he was down. That's what they're probably discussing.
Because this could be
where to spot the ball based on where it scored it out at.
Yep. They're deciding. Metro's offense isn't coming off the field, so I think that's what. Yeah, they're clapping. The sideline's like, woo! It looks like Eric Marshall took his jersey off, and he's hobbling around, and he's at least standing on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if they're able to get some more wins and make the playoffs, hopefully he can come back.
Yeah, let's hope.
Because he is a specimen. Woo! Big break for the Roadrunners. It's not a fumble.
Oh, they said incomplete pass?
Yep. I think they're saying he was coming across, didn't have control of the football. So they dodge a bullet, really.
Oh, huge bullet.
136. This game could not get any more intense.
Oh, my gosh.
It is 14-14. And the fans are stomping on the stands here at Shea Stadium. Lettner out of the gun. Vasquez behind him. Screen, near side, and he drops it. Mike Maddock drops it. 3rd and 6. And there's still enough time to where if Metro doesn't convert, they've got to give the ball back to the Nightmare.
Plenty
this
of time
offense
for the
can
Nightmare
move.
Drive, yeah.
So you have got to move the sticks. If you're Metro, just move the sticks here.
Have to move the sticks.
timeout, Metro State. And filling in tonight for the head coach, Coach Cobb, is Coach Nelson.
And doing a great job tonight.
He's done a fantastic job. And, again, he told us before the game, we had a chance to chat real quick, briefly, before he went down to the sidelines. He said, watch out for Eric Marshall, adding him to the roster, number 39. And, boy, did he know something we didn't.
Wow.
And you know what? Look at this.
Special player. Special kid.
And look at this. 1:27 left in the game, Eric. If Eric Marshall doesn't get hurt, they're able to feed him the ball right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, they would have fed it to him on the last 2 plays.
And they're able to march down the field.
Oh, absolutely. Because at this point, he was picking up chunk yardage. Yep. And honestly, the defense is tired. You got a fresh back in the back. You should still be running the ball.
I agree. Vasquez is in there now.
Run 1 or 2, run plays to keep the defense honest, but then air it out.
Because this is tough, because if Metro State doesn't convert this 3rd and 6, you've got to punt, because you can't risk not getting that first down
and
giving them easy field position. You can't do it. So this turns into a chess match. It really does. So Metro State's got to be thinking, guys, it's 3rd and 6. We need 7 yards. We need 7 yards to keep the clock, to get another set of downs.
Quick out pattern.
Possibly, if you get Lettner in the flat, tell him to tuck and go.
Yeah?
Tuck. He gets flowing to that side. He's got good enough speed. Get upfield and go. But don't hesitate back here.
You think weak side or strong side?
You can go either side with it, because I think he's got enough juice he can get it.
I say weak side.
Let's see, Eric. Eric Galsford, I'm George Holden. We're having a blast doing CFC football at Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
And this crowd has been spectacular.
Yep. Trips. Here comes Lettner. Fires. At the 30-yard line, Lettner rolls to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback and fires a shot down the near sideline at the 30. It's cradled and caught. Wow.
All right, time's ticking, guys. Let's go.
With that pass play, Metro State's in the driver's seat.
They are.
They need about another
20 yards for a field goal.
I'd say 10 to 15 to be able to get a field goal and win this game. But they have got to, boy, they got to take care of the football down here.
Oh, they sure do.
Lettner. No,
false
whistle.
Start.
We'll see what the call is.
No movement from the refs yet on what's transpiring.
NOCO players are clapping on defense.
Yeah, I think it's going against Metro. Yep. False start.
You got to be mentally tough in these situations. Mental mistakes will win or lose games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going on since the dawn of football. The worst thing in the world is to fight and claw this hard to put yourself in a position to win a football game and have a mental mistake blow it.
Right, and now you've got 15 to go instead of 10 to go.
Yep, changes your playbook. But 57 seconds is a long time. So you have to chip away at it. Give yourself, if anything, if you can't get in the end zone, move as close as you can for that last shot at a field goal.
Yep.
And then if you don't get it, worst case scenario, you go to overtime and you're at home. It's always better to go, if you're going to go to overtime, go to overtime at home.
Yeah, but why finish business after the fact when you can finish it right now?
I agree. I'm just putting the options on the table.
Yeah.
If you're a coach, that's what you're doing. You got the wheels turning right now. So Coach Nelson's done an admirable job. Impressive tonight, filling in for Coach Cobb. His team 1-3, and they are looking to pull an upset here at Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, an upset at home, no less.
Yep. Good football team. They just had some. I think they've had some bad breaks, but they're a good football team. And there's a 10-second runoff. That's big. So they're losing. It goes to 47.2 seconds. 10 seconds is a lifetime, Eric.
That must have been a delay of game then instead of a 5-yard penalty on a delay of game. That's just terrible.
So Lettner, empty backfield, trips receivers to the far side. He's going to roll. He's looking. He fires. And it's picked off by the Nightmare to the 50, the 40. Good night, the Nightmare. He takes it to the house on the pick six. And a flag all the way on the other side of the field. Hold on.
That's coming back, I think.
That was the dagger in the heart, but there's a flag on the far side at the 38-yard line. Wow. The drama continues at Shea Stadium. And
So what is the call?
that would be
Out of
all she
bounds?
wrote.
I'm going to guess out of bounds.
He could have stepped out. That's a good assumption. We'll see. Wow, the officials are talking
That
about
or
it.
an illegal block?
It could be the 20-yard line.
Oh, God.
This is
My heart can't take this, George.
This is suspense. It really is. This has been a terrific football game by both teams. And we were saying on the drive up, I hope the game's competitive. I hope it. Well, it's been
Every
it's
bit.
been everything and then some. Holy moly! And
And it is a touchdown.
the officials say touchdown. That's a heartbreaker for Metro State.
Yeah, but you know what? You still have the opportunity to march down the field and answer it.
I would agree. This game has had its share of ups and downs, so it ain't over till it's over. But to me, so far, if this game plays out this way, that was the play of the game. And Lettner threw that ball deep downfield to near the center fielder, and that ball had too much air on it. When you're throwing 35 to 40 yards downfield, that's got to have more zip on it. You can't hang that thing up. And the safety did a great job lurking back there and just waiting to step up and pick it.
Yep.
And he had a convoy of blockers on the far sideline.
Oh, yeah.
Gave him an escort. That is, and again, look at Metro State when they go back and look at this game. 10 points they left out there. Could have been the difference
Yeah,
in this football game.
they'd still be up right now.
That is just rough.
God, my heart aches for him.
Well, you're going to lose a great running back, at least another week or so. Who knows? But to have that happen on the end of the game when you're driving,
Yeah. When
That's-
you're there to seal the deal, all you need is 10 more yards maybe to
Yep.
a reverse.
a reverse.
And
He'll get
gets them.
stopped.
Good.
Clock stops at 31.6 seconds. It's a 6-point lead.
Okay, so touchdown wins.
A
With
touchdown.
a point.
And a touchdown extra point will win the game. But with Metro State, here's the question. You have got to get the ball in the hands of the right guy on this kickoff return. This has got to be money down here.
Who's your man? I say Ikeveta.
I would say Iacovetta, Jim Jordan Iacovetta. He's got to be the guy. You got to find a way to give him the ball and get him a little room to go. We saw him in the opening game take it 90-plus yards on a screen on the near side. He outran the entire defense. He's got the juice to do it. So,
Oh, he does.
but if you're the Nightmare, they know exactly who Metro wants to get the football, so they're going to kick away from him.
Yep.
Yep, and he's back, Iacovetta. He's like, yep, there I am.
Too deep.
When you're a playmaker, this is when your eyes light up because you're going, this game ain't over.
Yeah, I mean, let's say like they just get a great return. If they're able to get it to the 40, 50-yard line, still plenty of time to throw a couple passes and make something happen.
It is. Yep, they're kicking off from the 20. There must have been a penalty on the Nightmare. So that leaves, you're looking for any advantage you can get here if you're Metro State. So
They're going to pooch it or they're going to kick it.
yep, and it's Keeling, the quarterback, kicking it. It's a long one. And it goes Iacovetta.
All right.
Out of bounds at the 48.
Great field position. You've got 26 ticks left. There's a lot of time left for them to be able to get stuff done. They just have to play really smart football.
And if Metro State is looking for the tie or the win here, this is what's crucial. A couple things to think about, Eric, is if you're Eric, the quarterback for Metro State, Lettner, after that last interception for the pick six.
Short memory.
He can't be tentative or worried about throwing the football. When he does, he's got to work the sidelines. And the biggest thing you tell a quarterback in this type of a situation is don't take a sack.
Yes.
You cannot afford a sack.
That ends the game. Throw the ball away.
Yep. Quick shots. And also, you don't want to throw to the middle of the field unless you got a good one-on-one situation because if he gets tackled, the game is just going to slip away.
So
Midfield.
I get him out from underneath center.
Yes.
I have him roll out. That way he's already outside of the sticks. You can't get an intentional grounding out there.
Yep. Here we go. The fans are stomping in the stands here at Shea Stadium. Metro State down by 6. 26 seconds left in the football game. Lettner back. Steps up. Fires. And it's picked off again at the 40-yard line.
Ball
on the
game.
far side. That's going to be the game. 2 straight interceptions by Lettner.
Oh, that hurts.
Wow. And he's slow to get up again. And I'll tell you, Metro State has got to be sick about this. They played their hearts out tonight. And in my estimation, not taken away from the Nightmare, they were the better football team tonight. They made mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it was their game to win, and they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, well said. 20.5 seconds. This one's going to sting. And another thing was the late hit by Vasquez. There was a big delay and a lull in the game. They just came off a big score for a touchdown. The late hit, the
Kept
game
that drive
stops
alive.
almost a half an hour, so it gives the Nightmare enough time to regroup, think a little bit. They took away the momentum.
Oh, absolutely. And
And
credit
that-
to the defense for the Roadrunners again. Did a phenomenal job, but too little, too late.
And this one is going to go down as a woulda, coulda, shoulda for Metro State. This one is officially in the books, Eric. 20-14.
Yeah, they're three of their losses out of the 4 now were all winnable games.
Correct. So this is a football team that's just on the cusp. Could be of great things, but they're their own worst enemy right now. But they've had a hard-fought battle here tonight between 2 tough opponents. And the pick 6 by the Nightmare with under 40 seconds to play was the difference in this football game. Metro State falls 20-14. And they will go 1-4 on the season. 4-1, the NOCO Nightmare. And I think if you're the NOCO Nightmare, you are feeling a sigh of relief to get out of here with a win.
Oh, absolutely, because they should have lost this game tonight.
Yep, and a very physical, punishing football game. Both teams had players injured, big hits, big licks tonight.
And big players lost.
Big players lost. Eric Marshall, the new running back, number 39 for Metro State, tied the football game with a big run, and then he gets injured. Hopefully he'll be able to come back sometime this season. We will see. But from Shea Stadium and Highlands Ranch, Eric, I mean, next week we'll be back. Metro State, again, this loss is going to hurt. It's going to sting for a while because it's a winnable game, but you were never out of the game.
No.
So this is going to be a test for them this whole week in practice. What are you going to do? Are you going to lay down or come back? And they have a Rocky Mountain Wildfire team coming in here next week that's winless. That should be scary for them.
I don't know that it's going to be so much scary. Well, it should be scary for the winless team. Metro State should easily handle them.
Correct.
They should dispose of them as they did with UCCS. I would expect a similar score with a team like that's playing Ironman football. Not a lot of talent on that team. I got to say, if you're Metro State, you got to get out of your head.
Yeah, you will. And again, you've got to go back to the tape. And they're not going to want to watch it, but you have to. As a player and a coach, you got to go back and go, oh, my gosh, right there, right there. Okay. The big one for me in the game, there's 2 big plays. I know it was the pick 6 that iced the game at the end, but the 2 plays that stick in my mind, the end of the first half, I go back thinking with Metro State, if that field goal doesn't bounce off the left bar and they go in with the lead at halftime,
Yep.
that's a game changer. Plus, they come out in the second half, they drive down, they fumble at the goal line. Those 2 big plays. They make those 2 plays, they win this football game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. However, that's why you play 4 full quarters of football. You can't play a quarter, can't play a half. You got to play full 4 quarters and take advantage of your opportunities when you get them. And down the stretch,
They
the
did
defense of the Nightmare did just enough to get it done.
Yeah.
And that pick 6, again, Eric Lettner, the quarterback, played a really good game, made some good plays. Those last 2 throws, both interceptions. Again, he's got to learn from it. He's got to grow from it. He's got to watch that tape and go, I knew the minute that ball left my hands, I shouldn't have thrown it.
Yep.
So hopefully, looking at the other way, Metro State, George Holden, Eric Galstrin. This is post-game here at Shea Stadium and Highlands Ranch in the CFC. And heartbreaker is putting it mildly for Metro State. They go to 1-4, knowing the last 2 games were winnable here at Shea Stadium. But They get another crack. The sun will come up tomorrow morning. They get another week, and they get the Rocky Mountain Wildfire winless, the only winless team in the CFC next Saturday. Hopefully that gives them enough of for the week. They got enough gas in the tank to say, you know what, we got to move forward, find a way to come out with a big win next Saturday and take it 1 week at a time. That's really all you can do at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're looking at Metro State too, there is a possibility that the 3 and 5 team could make the playoffs.
Correct.
There's several 2 and 2
Actually,
teams.
It could be 4 and 5. Because if it's 9 games, it's a 9-game season. They could finish 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if they could run, but here's my thing: you got to go 1 game at a time. If you're Metro State, you have to run the table.
You do.
But it's got to go 1 week at a time. Don't look too far ahead. Get this one, whatever game you're in, get this one taken care of, have fun, and get it done. We got the win. Let's look forward to next week. This is a talented and a very good football team, but they're still searching for an identity on the offensive side.
They are, and mistakes has been their Achilles heel. With every game that they've lost, it's been mistakes that have sealed their fate.
Yep, that's what it's been. And, again, this is not a football team where they just come out and can't compete. This is a team that can win football games. They've proven it. They are 2 to 3 plays away from being a 4-1 team instead of a 1-4 team.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, that's the kind of team that we've seen this season. So, well, it's been a wild one and an exciting one and filled full of drama here at Shea Stadium, and a valiant effort by Metro State. But it comes down to the wire, and a pick 6 is the difference. The Nightmare, they win it 20-14 in the CFC. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for us. Final thoughts for you, Eric Gausrin.
Well, for Metro State, the things you build on, you drove the ball down the field multiple times well. You got to seal the deal in the red zone. When you're in there, you got to capitalize on the points. One way or another, you got to come away with something other than nothing. The other thing is, just get out of your own head and clean up the mistakes. They do that. They're a whole different football team. And like you said, they're a couple plays away from being a 4-1 versus a 1-4. They've got a lot of talent. They've got the ability to make the playoffs. They've got the ability to actually do really well. They're really hurting themselves. The teams aren't beating them; they're beating themselves, and that's I think the biggest thing for them to be able to take away from this is, hey, they didn't beat us tonight; we beat ourselves, and that was the same case with the Pirates, and the same case with.
Because last week I was the 18-7 loss to the Eagles.
So with those games, they can do it. They just have to clean it up.
Yep, I would agree. That's why, again, the sun goes down, it comes up in the morning, and you start over the next week. You got to have a short memory. Once again, final score in a thriller. The Northern Colorado Nightmare, they take care of Metro State in dramatic fashion, 20-14. So that's going to do it for us here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado at Shea Stadium. For my partner, Eric Gausrin, for Steve Weed of Steve Weed Media, this has been a special presentation of Colorado Football Conference. And again, we'll see you back here, same time, same place, next Saturday here at Shea Stadium as Metro State looks to move forward and hosts the Rocky Mountain Wildfire. Folks, have a fun and safe weekend. We'll see you next Saturday night right here at Shea Stadium pregame at 6:50. For all of us here, folks, have a great night. Be safe.